Welcome back to Film Club, and we're all here together. So yes, and we're here for a wildcard selection. Dum dum dum. But guys, how you been?
Good. No complaints here.
Busy.
Yes. Jay, you miss a little voice. Oh, so
I know.
little voice thing. That's good. Oh.
I did watch the stream, and I got to see the pick at the end. So I do know we're doing Dead Poet Society. So I am up to date on everything.
Yay! That was it. Yes, that's it. So two Sandys in a row. I thought that little voice. I'm still thought that little voice was mine. I still thought I put it on just because it's so bloody British.
It's so British.
It's so bloody British.
There's another very British one that I put on there that Jay won't know, and that's Local Hero. I don't think Jay will know Local Hero.
Yeah, I don't know that
Wasn't
one.
there another version with Dustin Hoffman? They did one Local
You
Hero.
know, I think so. This is
think
the
they
one
did a
with
remake of it.
Peter. What's his name? That again is just a
Peter.
sweet, very British film.
That was very British. But on that one, we had a couple of added on number onto your actors list. This movie's going to have a few, isn't it? They got every man and their dog.
It's going to take me a bit, but we have some repeats that you might not think about. That we'll talk about it when we get to them.
Josh Brolin definitely was there on there.
Josh Brolin is now in the number 4 club, along with
We had the guy who's always in mob movies, whose name
John
I'm forgetting at the
Polito.
moment.
Yes,
Polito.
John
yes.
Polito.
Yep.
He's now in the number 3 club, and a couple of others. And then
This is our first Russell Crowe, though, isn't it?
This is our first.
You know,
Russell
I was
Crowe.
trying to remember that while I was
Yeah,
watching. I
yeah.
think it is, which
It
was
is.
kind of surprising because I know I put a couple of them on there.
It's
but
our
it's
first
not
Russell
surprising.
Crowe. It's only our
Not
second Denzel after Remember the Titans.
But everybody who's getting confused, we're on about American
Yeah, that's
Gangster.
right.
Yes,
That's
that's right. A Ridley Scott film, believe it or not. If
Yes,
you've
I
watched his
completely
latest
forgot.
ones,
I
you'd
keep
forget that he
forgetting
made good
that.
ones at some point.
Yeah.
I did actually forget. Yeah, this was actually his. Literally, it hasn't got his style on it. I must say, this isn't. It's
No,
not.
it's very in
I
the
did see
era
there was a
of
different
like.
Yeah, a different director and different writer that was appointed to it. Then he took over, so maybe that's why the style is slightly different. I'll say, but hello, chat, everyone. I hope everyone's done their homework on this because it is a long movie. It is a long movie, nearly nearly 2 hours and 40
2
minutes,
hours
near
40,
enough.
I thought.
2 or 45. Yeah, 2:45. I think
Yeah,
it's a
so
long
that's-
film.
That's it. Yes, but we can't say who picked it now. Jay, would you have put this on? Because we know you like Denzel.
So,
we know you like Gangster.
I'm trying to remember. I thought this was off my pick.
No,
I did put it on the list, and are we sure this one was a wild card?
No, this was a wild card.
It was a wild card.
It was.
came
I think it was a
out
2-for-1. Then we must have said that day because this was one that I did put on the list, so it was already on there.
Yeah, this was one. It comes from a new.
What was the wild
York
card?
Off
Times.
the
that we did
pages
that
or
week.
something. Straight
Yeah,
off.
it was.
Is that what it was?
It's a news article.
News
I feel like
article.
it's
Has
been
it come
ages
from a
since that stream. I can't
newspaper
remember
or
now.
magazine. Inspired from a newspaper or magazine.
Okay.
That's it. That was the wild card one. No, you see.
Oh yeah. Well, then that was a coincidence. It was a 2-for-1 special because
Yeah.
I had this on the list.
Yeah, and you also said I want a gangster movie, and you couldn't.
Oh,
get it
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it's the
there you
bloody
go.
Title.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to say is to your point about this not really feeling like a Ridley Scott movie. It does feel like it's more just kind of in the era of these gangster mob movies, and it's got that look and
Quite
feel
late
to it.
for
So I
though,
think it
isn't
fits.
2007.
Yeah, there was kind of a slight kick revival of them, and that's when Departed came out. I think in that general year or two range, 07 or
Grittiness.
08.
It's a year of
Yeah, that
grittiness.
gritty kind of crime story was coming back a little bit in the late. How do you say it? I guess the latter side of the first decade of the 2000s.
The aughts.
Yeah, the late aughts. I couldn't remember the
Noughts or the
term for it.
aughts, yeah.
I'm like, it wasn't the 10, so I have to. What's the? Yeah, the aughts. I always forget that.
There we go. But yes, this is. There's only really I know we get loads of different things, but this is really Denzel and Crowe. This is literally both of them, isn't it? It's literally they've got probably 80% of the screen time. There's the rest of them are very supporting. There's a lot of them. We'll go through when they come up. It's going to be one of those. Where they from? It's like that, but yeah, the rest of the supporting cast either on Denzel's gang side, and there's the things are British. I love that. It's like okay, so
Idris Elba really didn't talk though, did he? Or did he? I don't remember.
He did, because he was on a 20%.
No, he did a good bit.
He was the 20%. That's right.
Bits of dialogue. I've always thought he does a pretty good American accent.
I'm going to call him Huey because I can never pronounce his name.
Yeah, unfortunately, I struggle. He's a phenomenal actor too. So
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Ejiofor, right? Okay, I thought that's how it was, but I always get nervous that I'm going to say it wrong. Not nervous, but I always feel like I'm self-conscious that I'm saying it wrong. So
there's too many consonants in his name. It's like what? It is like
I have to sound it out every time, and then I have to actually look up the proper pronunciation because I always get it wrong.
How do you say that? Yes.
Well, they're the consonants that act like vowels. Like the W acts like a vowel, and the J acts like a vowel. So, and then we've got Cuba Gooding. I mean, you have to be able to say Cuba Gooding Jr. That's
Jr.
Yeah, that's an easy one. But there's a lot. There's a lot of faces in this one that you recognize.
But yeah, it's what's his name? He's in one of my favorite shows.
Everybody's in it.
Oh, what's his name? Sorry, I'm gonna have to look him up because sounds like a gangster name, but he was a singer, then went to actor.
Armando Sante.
That's it. Common.
Oh, Common. Yeah, Common was he was a rapper. Yep.
Yep. No, he just really does. He's now.
Well, I don't know that he does any. Yeah, I don't know if he does any music anymore. He's pretty good music.
Helen Wheels. He was in that, and he absolutely phenomenal in that. And then he's in Silo at the moment. That's it. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know he was a rapper until I saw him. And I was like, when it came up, because come on, give your real name. Because when it comes up and it just says, you got the stars, then it goes Common. You're like, Common what? It's like terrible name. Terrible name.
So he kind of rose to fame, at least in my memory, because this was my era that I was growing up listening to a lot of rap music and just hip hop music. And I remember him really coming onto the scene around like maybe 04 to this kind of 05, 06 range was you really started getting some features and things like that on songs. And then he started his acting career, right around this time, I feel like. And once he started acting, I feel like he really shifted towards the acting side of things. I think more people probably know him now for his acting than his music.
Because he's actually not bad.
No, he's not. He's a very talented, and his music's good too. He's a really talented guy.
Don't know his hip hop. I found that really bad then, didn't I?
I can't even say it.
That sounded very English.
My son.
Hip hop.
That hip hopper. That hip hopper. There we go.
And there's one more. You probably, unless you're watching The Sopranos, and get to like season 3 or 4. So the Josh Brolin right-hand man, that's Robert Funaro. He played one of the gangsters in The Sopranos.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I thought that's who that was, and I forgot to IMDb it, so that makes sense. I'm glad you confirmed it. I thought he looked super familiar.
He's the one who he gets made at the same time that Christopher does, and then he takes his own life because his family, his great old auntie dies and leaves him $2 million. And Tony won't let him out.
And he tells Tony about it, that he's leaving. And Tony's like, no, you're not leaving. So he probably shouldn't have told Tony about the money either.
Yeah, even gave him a cut of it. He said, here's your cut.
Yeah. He tried to do it the right way. But
once you're in, what are you going to do? You can't get out. Awesome.
Yeah, I thought I recognized him, but I just couldn't. I couldn't quite pinpoint it. And then I forgot to look it up.
Yeah. Well, we're starting with Bumpy. Bumpy, who is a historic figure and act. By the way, if we didn't mention, sorry, I think we did mention when we first started, but this film was originated from an article in New York Magazine. But I wanted to share, normally we talk about the how quickly like a good story gets made into a film. This one was published in 2000 in New York Magazine. It didn't get made into a film. It didn't get picked up until 2005. And it wasn't made until 2007. Could have been the COVID thing, though. Could have been the COVID thing that delayed a bit.
It's a bit late because this is when Frank is 1968, isn't it? So This
Oh,
is
yeah.
what, just before, because we've got the Vietnam War. They're saying about people going in there, and then when Frank takes over, 68. So that's a long time to get something. Was it like classified or something? It must have been,
No.
and then somebody dug it up. I don't know.
No, it's just one of many of those stories of the day. I'm sure there are 100 other stories like this coming out of gangland in every city in primarily the East Coast of the United States. Yeah.
That's it, yeah. But this is Harlem. Harlem. No, so
This
we're
is
in
Harlem.
and he is I'm guessing, the king of Harlem. Let's say that, in the underworld. So he controls it with his right hand man, Frank. Luke is played by Denzel Washington. And good opening scene. A little bit. I would have liked to have been a little bit more. Oh, I'm watching bang in there. But it's a good little set. It's good. So you don't expect him to go, with the flame. They set him on fire straight away, and you don't know. And like of course, he's what's his name? What was it? Bugs? No,
Bumpy.
Bumpy. That's it. Lovely dressed, and then it's just everybody else is just doing what they're doing, and you don't need to know why. It's just like, this is and to like burn him and then shoot him straight away. It's like we're sending a message. So you kind of got the we're straight into we're that kind of gangster feel straight away. So we kind of get that, but we get off we go, and then American Gangster, and then we kind of get then what Christmas, isn't it? Is I think
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Go on, we just said about that.
We just talked about this.
Thanksgiving. And he's giving out turkeys to everybody, and then we get Frank is just, even though he tells him to come up, he doesn't come up, does he? He's like, no, I stand out the back and I be quiet, and I until I'm. It's kind of like I will learn and until I'm needed, and then it's then he comes to the forefront. But
I think it's also saying something about him not wanting to be recognized, wanting to blend in, not wanting to stand out, which is kind of a theme that comes back around full circle later in the film. But he looks, quote, unassuming, normal. He blends in. And I think he already knows he can do more if he does that, if he doesn't stand out.
And what's there we go. I'm going to have to ask you, the store, that isn't because like they say, don't they? It's, look, the stores are being taken over. It's just now a chain. There's no personal service anymore. Nobody knows your name. And of course, when they walk in, it's like, see, nobody's here. But is that a chain? Sorry, still got that.
No, it seems like it's one of those. It's not a mom and pop shop, but it's not one of the big chain stores. It's kind of in
I
the
think he
middle.
just references it as a superstore.
Yeah, it does a little bit of everything. It doesn't have any personal touch to it.
Yeah, and I like it's 1967, let's say 68. Let's call it 68. Is with all the TVs, and I'm like, God, I didn't change for quite a decade.
I grew up with those floor units that they sit on the floor. They got the big wooden box around. I grew up with those still in the 90s.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think they did well with the cars.
We had a cabinet. That you put the TV in.
Yep. Entertainment. God, what do they used to call it? Entertainment. It wasn't just entertainment. Not
unit
station.
Or entertainment center.
Oh no,
entertainment center. That's what it was. Entertainment center.
Like an oak, and it had and you had
big drawer, big. Yep.
So you had to open up the doors.
Yep, we had something like that.
And then bring like a tray. Then you saw the VHS player. And I was like, that's hilarious. Can you imagine having kids? Where's TV? Behind the doors.
I know.
With big doors now with like 50
I
inches.
wish it was now. I really do.
But he's I'm guessing they don't really. It's heart attack or stroke, isn't it? Really, I think it was more like a stroke or like a heart attack. Like I don't, or a bit of both. But he just sits down very calmly and then has a moment while still talking. So I thought it was more like maybe a stroke. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because they don't really say what it was.
I just assumed, I don't know, aneurysm, stroke, heart attack, something. One of those internal ones you can't, really see happening.
Just
in real life, it didn't happen in a store. I think it happened at home. He just boop.
Okay.
He died one day. Just,
no
warning. Just dropped dead.
Did it say
60 something.
He was in his 60s, I thought.
Yeah.
All right. So he ran it for a while, probably. So that's why, because he said he was loved, wasn't he? after later on, who said like, yeah, his mentor was loved. Frank does. But yeah, it's that, and I do like this. Everybody who's ever been paid off or wants to be paid off, and all the gangsters go to the funerals, and all the media's there. It's like celebrity, but not
celebrities.
celebrity.
The Italians are there. The mayor's there.
It did make me laugh. Sorry, it's got YouTube playing YouTube. There we go.
But interestingly enough, so we're going to get the glimpse of this, crime family / cartel in reality. And I like there's a point in the film a couple of times where they look at the street signs, and you see you're on 8th and 116th Street. And in the article, it is very clear that although this crime family brought in millions and millions of dollars, according to Frank, per week, who knows if it was millions, they only had one corner. There were other crime families that had that was their corner. And it also kind of blends into, the Wire, the Homicide. In reality, you're getting a glimpse. It's one small carved out section of an even bigger crime and drug problem, which the film doesn't really help to show you, but the article, which is only 20 pages, by the way, compared to a 2-hour and 45-minute film, the article is really clear that it's just this one very small piece of a very large pie that other gangsters have just across the street, just down the street, just around the corner.
Yeah, well, I think that's why they're trying to quickly introduce everybody at the funeral, and then, of course, the not turmoil. It's not like they've already got their patch. They're not gonna now, I suppose, pay homage to him. Is like that. Like, we're not paying out anymore, and I think that comes with what's Elba's? What's his character's name?
Tango,
is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Even on this, when he gets annoyed that he puts down a drink without a coaster.
Oh my God, that makes me crazy.
You'd get along with my wife well. She hates not using coasters.
There we go.
It gives me physical pain.
She is the coaster police. She hates if you don't use a coaster.
Well, good, well varnished, cabinets and side tables are very hard to find, and that gave me pain when I saw that. Yep.
But yeah, he gets taken out. He's like, thank you. Now he's trying to light a cigarette or something, isn't he? Or cigar.
Now get me a light.
And he's like, go and get me a light. He's like, you're still the driver in our eyes. You're not. Yeah, you're never going to take over. We've got our own patch, and it's that's it. But we've got he's then we get the guy. I always forget him. He's from Terminator 2, isn't he? So I always forget his name. He's the guy with the trigger switch.
God, he's in a few things too. I should.
Which one is he? Hang on.
I always forget his name too.
Well, he's only got a little part in this. He comes in and says like he told me to look after you, and you will not need anything, That's it, and then you never see him again.
He is Joe Morton in real life.
Yeah, but he's comes in, does his little thing, and you never see him again. It's a bit of a weird. Like, I thought he was going to be a ring like.
You see him quickly later on around like a holiday scene. He stops by to see Frank and his wife, and that's pretty much it. I think there's not too much for his role in this.
No, it's just like a bit of comforting, and then we get is what's his name? Oh, it's Richie. That's it.
Richie Roberts
is taking. I'm guessing a class is
called.
It's going to be night class. Has to be.
No, this is called moot court. Yep, this is law school nightmare. This is the day when you go into fake trials, and the proctor will randomly call on students to take different parts in the trial. So, and my job was generally closing arguments because I'm a really good arguer. Luckily, I got called for closing arguments. But it could be random. So you had to know both sides of a historic case, and you had to argue either side. So he got called up, and the proctor says, you are, the defense for this, and you're going to argue this, go to it. And it's so stressful, but it's like, it's one of the last few things you have to do before you're finishing up law school. So, yeah.
Okay. But he does it as well. He wanted to do it, even though he's like, I needed, because he doesn't like speaking in front of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does that. But yeah, you understand. I'm guessing he's doing criminal law. I'm guessing like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. To get out of being a detective to be a lawyer.
Well, he said he went to law school to become a prosecutor, but then after going through this particular, case, he turned to becoming a defense attorney.
Because he realized you can get more money.
Well, and because he somehow, as you'll see, many people are swayed by the charm of Frank Lucas, and even he, after tracking him down, even he was charmed by Frank Lucas.
But we get now him and his partner. I forgot his name. Oh, what's his name?
Javier, I think.
Is it?
Am I wrong? I have to check.
Oh, I love this. Is this like, are they serving? I'm guessing it's a warrant here. They're just serving, and it's just throw it, and he goes throw it
Summons.
in, and then
it's a summons.
Yeah. But this is like they throw it in, then they can go into the building.
Technically, it's been delivered. Yep.
Right. It has to be delivered and accepted by the individual. And if you throw it in, it's accepted.
Mad, isn't it? And then but they get in, and
it's also late '60s New York cops. Things were not necessarily by the books.
Yeah, you're not going to get your smartphone out and start recording. Hey, what's going on? But,
things just kind of happened.
This guy who's there, and they kick the crap out of him. He has a small bit of drugs on him. And they do him on preventing the course of justice, beating like any misdemeanor, isn't it? Really,
striking
like,
an officer or
striking
something.
officer,
I can't remember. Yeah,
like, and then I think it was like having an unregistered weapon or something, wasn't it? As well, it's like looking for 5 years, and it's like, well, I'll give you. I can't remember who he said, but he's going to give him the bookie, isn't he? So he's like, I can give you their bookie, and they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, it's now on the trail to the bookie, and this is just to set up to show really that Ricky is honest. He's one of the honest cops. So yeah, once they track the bookie down, they trail him to like a car lot, and then they quickly make a discussion after.
And this time they don't have a warrant, by the way.
But yeah, it's let's go where we kind of this point we also know that his partner is taking money, isn't he? He's a bit crooked, even because everybody expects you to do it. So if you don't do it, you're going to be in trouble with the rest one like that. So even after this scene, we're going things like once they break in, they find $1 million.
$1 million.
Gone in 1968, Sandy. We like to know what is it now?
Hang on, I do have the inflation
We
calculator.
love a bit of
Hang on.
Because I was like $1 million.
I'm going to guess like, I don't know.
Ridiculous. That
6 million?
Ridiculous.
Let's see.
I bet it's more. I bet it's literally nearly 10.
1 million.
Like you just think the interest accumulated on that as well.
1968 to today is it's 9.7 million.
Okay.
Not 6,
Right.
9.7 million.
7 million.
Yeah.
9.7. What would you do? There you go.
Travel for the rest of my life. Never come home.
God, that is it. Like you're like his. Is it a victimless crime? Really? He's in the mob. You could quickly run away. The unmarked bills. Yeah. The only problem is probably going to get through airport security with a duffel pack that is like weighs a ton. You're like, what's in it? Don't worry, just paper. And that's it. But they after a while they have the discussion. Is like, what do we do? The other one is like, we take the money. Then Ricky's like, doesn't really say any much on this. It's like he's trying to jeer him into saying, if you don't take the money, you'll go back to the station and you'll be killed by one of our own because they won't trust you.
They don't trust
that
you.
you didn't take the money. And it's like that. Wow, but yeah, it's so they go back and of course, they're counting it. And it's like, why didn't you? It's like, sign it over. Oh, yeah, it's a hard call, but it's
However,
he
it
thinks
was
he's done right.
it was $987,000. So
Yes.
you're already thinking that his partner took, 13, whatever he could grab, 13,000. What is that? 13,000 that's missing. Oh well.
Yeah. Stuck down his pocket quickly. Yeah. But I like how everybody's just. I do like this scene when he's walking out and everybody's just like.
Boy Scout.
Fucking
The
hell,
one
yeah,
guy calls
yeah,
him Boy
looking at
Scout.
you. But also, it's probably one of those things. Everybody's giving the evil eye, but also they're like, "You idiot!"
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have all got a piece of that.
If that was me, you wouldn't see me again. Yeah. Things like
Waking Ned Divine. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a feel good, right? They all shared the
Yes.
money. They broke the law, but they all shared the money.
But yeah, now we get our Josh Brolin character, who is New York Police Special. Was he Special Narcotics? Isn't he? He's Special something
Special
narcotics.
investigations.
Something,
special.
yeah, something
He's
special.
Yeah. Who is his team is corrupt as corrupt could be. They don't. Yeah, they know. Yeah, we go do the shakedown just to get a little bit of that slice of the pie, I suppose you want to call it. But yeah, they're now evidence room to cut some whatever it is to then sell back on the streets, I'm guessing. But this is just to show that their team is really, really bad, because they're even doing a bit where they take too much of it and he tells them to put more back into the flour, because they mix it with flour, don't they? So it seems like if they ever test it, there will be a trace element of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
They mix it with
is,
baby formula.
Yeah.
It's baby formula, which interestingly enough, since the 1990s until now, has become almost as expensive as drugs. Baby so they stopped cutting it with baby formula, because baby formula, although assumed to not be harmful, is so freaking expensive. That's why you go into just about any, maybe not where you live, Jay, but any supermarket you go in where I live, the baby formula is locked up with the drugs and the cigarettes. You can't just get baby formula off the shelves anymore. It's locked up.
Oh, really?
Because the drug dealers would steal the cans of baby formula. True story.
Yeah, there was something. What is it? It was during COVID, wasn't there? There
there was.
Melamine.
Everybody was. It was something, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah, plastic, essentially plastic put in baby formula. That was horrible.
God, yeah. But yeah, we get that, and then we get. He's in every gangster movie.
John Polito and Homicide, Life on the Street. Yep.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
just one of those gangster-looking guys. He was in Miller's Crossing, our very first.
Oh yes, he was. Yes. Yeah.
He was.
I bet you, if you went through, I bet he's in Casino.
He's not in Casino.
I would have also thought he would have been. What was the other
I looked him up.
in?
I think just from our list, I think just Miller's Crossing, but let's see what else he's in. I know him from Homicide and from those sort of things. So let's see. And he's very much like a body double. He's like a body double for the Undertaker in the Godfather film, but it's definitely.
I thought you said it meant the wrestler.
Oh, wait. Oh my God. We did have him in another film. Highlander. He was in Highlander.
He's in Highlander.
He was a detective.
Which detective is he? Is this one of the slimy ones who at the start?
Says Detective Walter Bedso.
I'll have to rewatch it.
I think he was just in the background. Just one of those.
Yeah. But in this, it's he's meeting with Frank, who's now and that. Now I'm going to go question time on this one, because he's Italian, and he of course is African American. And in every near enough gangster movie you go to, they treat African Americans as dirt. They're like we will push you the drugs. We won't do the drugs. It's really bad. We don't want to do that. We organize crime and we do that. They don't really bring this up in this movie at all. It's they have a bit of mutual respect, a little bit more than any other movie that deals with African Americans, especially in this time period. They make it a little bit too clean for me. Even though when Frank starts to make money, you would expect a little bit of kickback from the Irish and the Italians, in especially the area here is, because surrounding him is all the big boys. They don't really go into that. There's a little bit too much respect, I think, that would have been given, especially as at this point he's just coming up with an idea that he can have. You know, it's not.
But could it be still that were the Irish and the Italians still staying away from drugs though? Because remember, I mean, from The Godfather, even through The Sopranos, don't mess with that junk. Let the African Americans deal with the junk. So they would there was the clear line. It was what they were dealing in, and as long as they didn't step over into the other areas of organized crime, they didn't care.
But also, there's
the junk, as I said.
Like, I know they play on a little bit later, and I 100% that is incorrect. That he was the biggest gangster ever, and he beat the mafia like so many years. I'm guessing that was wrong. One, he got caught quite quickly, but also I'm guessing he would have had to give a percentage to these guys. Like, there would have been the old Sky, like the like, you know, like we see. What's the oh my god, I can't remember the movie when he's writing in the books, and then like they're all meeting up in that little pizzeria in like the back, and they're all paying homage. Is it Casino or God? No, it's Casino, isn't it? They're all like there, and they're all like, you know, what did you get? Like, they all paying homage to these guys that got, like, you know,
Goodfellas.
Respirators. Goodfellas, is it? Yeah, all got
That's
respirators on.
That's Goodfellas. When all the old guys. Yep.
Yeah, but that's going to be it. Like, they would have like, no, we're take like whatever you do, we might not be involved. We're going to take a slice of it just because we know what you're doing. So like, they don't really go. Like, this movie doesn't really, you know, talk about that kind of at all. Like this is what Harlem. So you'd think, you know, the Irish are going to be there. There's going to be Italians as well. They really just don't talk about them. They like, have their, like, the odd snippet, but you don't have anything except for you get this guy. I can't remember the character's name, and then you get the guy who's in the manor house later.
Yeah,
but that is really it. You don't really get the sense of there are organizations within the organization. It's made out like Frank's come up with a good idea, and he's just rolled with it, and he doesn't have to pay, like, you know, pay his respects to, you know, the Irish or the Italians.
Well, I do think in that scene later on in the mansion with the other Italian crime boss, that guy is kind of alluding to the idea of, like, you know, there's a lot of us out here, and you're making some big waves with what you're doing and the price you're doing it at, and you know, if you cut us in X amount, I can, you know, give you that bit of ease. Because I think later on we see the reference of the ease of mind in terms of, like, the law enforcement closing in on him. But I think he also references something about, you know, the other people that he knows not being as open-minded about, you know, he mentioned civil rights and that kind of thing. And essentially calling them, like, you know, they're not the other Italian. In my mind, what he's referencing is the other Italian or whatever crime bosses that he's aware of that he obviously works with wouldn't treat somebody like Frank, who's an African American, very fairly or take kindly to him because they're most likely, you know, have those racist views. And that seems to be what he's kind of referencing. Like, if you cut me in, I can keep them at bay and make them all kind of see it the way that they should see it, that it's a partnership, a deal. So I do think they talk about that, you know, kind of racial difference and racial aspect a bit, but you're right. They don't really lean into it as much as you would think for this era. And, you know, why they don't, I don't know. You'd have to ask Ridley Scott in the script, but they do reference that there would be that kind of divide, you know, between the racial groups.
I say it would have just been simple if you just bought a case of like, there's a bit of disdain, and then the cash comes, yay, Frankie, you know, like that, and a bit. But then afterwards, he's like, that's, you know, rude word or whatever, and then like that. But he brings in the money, so, you know, we're keeping sweet. If he goes out of hand, then things change, you know, like that. But at the moment, leave him to it, because, you know, we don't want it on our streets. They could have just done like that, you know, a 5-second one that you get in other movies, but this one really plays in that they really make more that Frank is now becoming the king of Harlem, you know, like that, or really kind of and beyond. Really, it's a bit.
Well, I think they have a kind of the idea of he is, you know, they kind of leave him and the other groups of Harlem, like in that area, because we see Idris Elba's character, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, they kind of leave their territory to them. It seems like, I'm sure there's some, you know, taxes, so to speak, as they like to call it. But I think the reason he's like this guy here is so quick to make meetings and talk to Frank as an equal, it's probably because he just respected Bumpy, because he was Bumpy's guy, and Bumpy had obviously been, essentially the king of, at least I don't know the history of it, but by this movie's telling, it seems like Bumpy was kind of the king of Harlem, where this guy gives him at least that much respect because of that Bumpy relation.
Go on. How many people live in Harlem now?
Oh God, I wouldn't even begin to know where to guess.
Sandy, look it up. Sandy, look it up. Sandy, you still there? Sandy.
Oh, Sandy may have stepped away.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I couldn't come off mute. I said, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. I'm going to guess over 1 million.
Yeah.
I would think, right? I don't feel like I always underestimate on city populations.
You will be surprised. The population has declined sharply.
Really?
And within the actual technical bands of Harlem, about 270,000. Declining from about 380 just 10 years ago. So it's gone down 1/3.
Is that bad housing and people just getting out, getting better housing?
Maybe a little bit of both. And maybe the moving away from super high density housing, those housing projects in some of the larger cities were just those huge tower blocks. And those, at least, in Baltimore, it was a grand day when all of those tower blocks were pulled down. Now that means that the density, obviously goes down, which is a good thing, right? You don't want those huge tower blocks. Definitely needed at a time when everyone was in the city because that's where the jobs were. But now that jobs are everywhere, you don't need that absolute density. So but that's common for all, big cities on the East Coast. Look at that truck. Look at that truck. I'm looking at the cars, right? I think they did a good job with the cars. I was looking for any anachronisms, and I didn't really see too many. Some of the furniture, I was like, furniture, not so sure. That one house, the Armando Sante house, I was like, I don't know if that's 1968-ish appropriate. But in general, I think they did a really good job taking this back to 1968.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. And this is now we get to see what he's actually doing. I'm guessing, it's kind of like, well, this is what I was trying to, like, I think, organised crime, you're going to have all of the other things. And they're like, they got these two.
Disposable runners. They're disposable runners. Yep.
It's like, get them hooked on heroin. Now, I'm going to have to apologise. I'm going to skip through. I forgot to take out the boobs. So we're going to go through things. I forgot. I recorded it and then forgot the editing. I was like, oh my God. So you're going to skip through things like that. But
yeah, you're going to have to skip quick because there's a lot of them in this movie.
Oh, that thing, for those of you, go back one. Yes, that thing directly in the middle of the screen right there, that might look like a TARDIS. That's a phone booth. That's where Superman goes to change, into Clark Kent goes to change into Superman. But there's a phone inside there. It was the days before cell phones. There were no cell phones. And then just to the right of that, you can just see it peeking out. That's a fire call box. So if there's a fire, you run outside and you pull down. I feature those on almost all of my streams. This morning, we found 3 fire call boxes in Washington, D.C. this morning. Many of them in Washington have been restored and they have artwork in them, which is just so cool. It's like a little teeny tiny art museum on the corner. But that's a call box. Great job having a phone booth and a call box that would have been appropriate to 1968. So good job, Ridley. Sir.
And
Ridley.
I like our ones.
Is he a sir?
Yeah.
He is a sir.
I didn't know that. When did which movie did he get that after?
Probably Alien.
Yeah, I'm curious. Couldn't have been one of his recent ones. They might have reconsidered.
No, it's got to be 20 odd years ago. He got that probably.
Okay, I don't think I realized that.
Yeah. But yeah, like our ones, you don't want to use the phone that's in there because it's the defibrillator now. So they've kept all the red phone boxes when they got survived, and now they put defibrillators in all of them.
That's smart.
So you go in there. So yeah.
He was knighted in 2003.
Okay, so after Gladiator. Okay, that's a good
by
time.
Our amazing, by Queen Elizabeth herself.
That makes sense. That checks out.
The second, yes. Not he's not that old.
Hysterically, yeah.
He's not that old. Queen Elizabeth.
When they die, you have to put the. I love it because when they're alive, you don't say Queen Elizabeth II, but when they die, you have to put the second on. Weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
And it's
True.
like, oh, another
Never thought of that.
king died. King Harold.
King
Harold.
Harold. I visited
Yeah.
the Embassy of Norway this morning. That was part of my walk this
Oh.
morning.
Oh,
They had a
nice.
little tribute there at the Embassy of Norway.
89 he was. So yeah, he was the oldest one before. Yeah.
He
took
was.
the record down here. So yeah, he had.
He was, and now it's King Carl of Sweden.
It's,
You know.
is that like he's got a weird name? It's spelled really weird. It's like how do you say that? It's like proper Norwegian, like old.
I
old
don't
things.
know,
It's
but
great.
King
It's like,
Carl
yeah.
of Sweden. And when heaven forbid.
Norway.
No, King Carl of Sweden is now the oldest.
Oh,
After
sorry. I
King
see what you
Harold
mean, yeah.
passed away,
Oh, yeah.
King Carl of Sweden.
Oh.
But you're saying the son, the new
Yeah,
king
the
of
son.
Norway is Haakon.
There you go.
King-
How do you spell it? Do you know how you spell it?
Haakon.
There you go.
Haakon.
What? That's
It sounds rude when I say it. It actually sounds
like
yes.
Klingon, like a Klingon name, isn't it?
It does. You're right. Very Klingon. Very Klingon.
There you go.
Now, I
That's it.
also I wanna share one thing I did notice in this film. Sometimes when you want to make your city look a little better, okay, even if it's supposed to be a little trashy part of the city, for filming purposes, you keep the streets wet. Notice in this film, look right there. The streets are wet. They squirt down the streets. Number one, you get the reflection from the cars and it looks a little better. But for some reason, it makes the setting look a little better when you keep the streets wet versus just asphalt.
The only thing I notice about the different settings is Harlem and New York was a bit brighter, and then you went to New Jersey and they had that grey
Very
filter.
dull.
That is in every single New Jersey film.
Very
we've ever
dull.
seen. And I think we said it before. I was like, why is it like? I just want to go New Jersey now.
Have you ever been to New Jersey?
Is it all grey? Everybody just
Yeah,
got
it's
no,
just
like,
Jersey. It's
like
not great.
everybody's
It's not
just
great.
everybody's just
Jersey.
popping vitamin D pills because they got no sunshine there.
There's a thing about Jersey. Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's something about
It's
Jersey.
mad. It's just like but it was weird. Like every movie, New Jersey,
New Jersey tends to kind of be okay. So if you're from New Jersey and I say this, don't take offense. It's just the fact of life here in the Northeast. Yeah, it's just a fact of life here in the Northeast. New Jersey, and I would say Connecticut too, especially as a New Englander. New Jersey and Connecticut always kind of get ragged on. It's just like, no one really cares about New Jersey or Connecticut unless you're from New Jersey or Connecticut.
Those people, yeah.
It's just kind of the way it is. Sorry, New Jersey people. Sorry, Connecticut people. But I didn't make the rules. I just follow them.
I agree with you, Jay.
But yeah, he's guys. They like it's a tactic of most drug dealers is it give you the first free shot. So this is where they give him the free shot of heroin to get him pumped in for the next day. So we quickly skip past that because the drug.
There's something about needle scenes that just gross me out. I could watch
them.
I could watch a movie that's got far more gore than that. I mean, the scene that we're about to see with him and Idris Elba didn't bother me at all. But something about those up close needle scenes in any movie, it just grosses me out.
Do you know one always
too.
freaks me out? You know when the injection they had to put in the side of their eye, and it's like
God,
it's something like that. Oh my god, I knew somebody who had to do that daily for medical reasons, and he
Oh
had to put
God,
a needle for
God
his
bless
eye.
you. That's tough.
Oh god, I was like, no, that's just and the one thing is we know it's a fake needle, but it still does me every time.
Yeah, it's something about that. Like when they do the close-up shot too, you see that little like whoosh of blood go right into the syringe too. It just grosses me out. And I don't even have if I go to the doctors or anything, like I don't really have a needle issue. It's just something about seeing it in movies.
I think they have more in this than they probably did in Trainspotting. Like
I'd have to go back and compare the two.
They do that a lot, but they don't show it going in.
Yeah,
I wonder if that
I
was
hate the view of it going in.
A UK, accreditation thing. Like, no, you can't. No, something like that. But
I don't think the label on the ketchup bottle is correct.
There we go. Where's the ketchup bottle?
Right there.
That is going to have to be Liam Perry's. That Liam Perry's.
I think that's a Heinz. Yeah,
to
next
the left, just to the left. That looks
that
like
could be Liam Perry's. It's probably Tabasco. So in breakfast joints, they would have Tabasco.
Yeah, for your eggs.
What are you putting Tabasco on? For
Eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on your eggs. You do.
I hate Tabasco. Always too
But-
sweet.
I don't mind it.
I
Goes-
believe
goes well on certain things.
the Heinz label from 19 of course I looked this up. The Heinz label from 1968 it was Heinz tomato ketchup, but it had the pickle because that's where Heinz started with the Heinz pickles. It had a picture of the pickle on the label, and I don't see the pickle. So I'm just saying.
No, no kidding.
I'm guessing that's modern to try and sell. That's product placement because the label.
But look
is
how
really
they turned it. Yep. So you could
Yeah.
definitely see the label. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
It
little bit
probably
of
doesn't
product
even
placement.
say Heinz. It's probably just enough
No.
to make your mind think,
Think it is Heinz. Yeah.
right, to make your mind make that
There's
connection.
there's only a tiny bit of product placement here. I actually thought there would be more product placement around the bling. Like I thought there would be like mentioning a Rolex or something like that. But the only brand that he mentions that comes out of his mouth is Pepsi. Later in
Oh,
the
yeah, that's right.
makes a reference to Pepsi.
I know you do this in America, and I've seen it so many times. Hopefully, you still don't do it. But the sugar in that, and then you just pour. Like, how can you know how much sugar you're having in your drink?
Oh, it's just a feel type of
You
thing.
just
pour
You just
and
know.
pour
Oh,
and
come
pour.
You know what
on.
you
He
like.
just-
You
he
will
just
still
keeps-
see
yeah.
these in diners like this, like your
Yeah.
old school diners. You'll absolutely still see these sugar
Oh
dispensers,
yeah,
but
you get
not,
over there and you cage you
not
like that, and your
everywhere
mum's like, "What are you doing?" like that. No, you're like, "Yeah." How much sugar you having? Every single
Just-
bit.
as much as it
Like that.
takes.
Because I need.
That's what he does. It's just like, oh my.
Well, the best is at one point he's right. I think it's this scene. It's not like quite pouring out enough, so he like caps it and then it
Oh
starts
yeah,
really
he
pouring
does.
out.
Yeah, he's like,
And then
There we go.
the
That's what we were
salt.
looking for.
Did you see like even the salt he put on his plate? He just kept shaking the salt. I'm like, oh my word.
yeah, now that but that's like 60s. You're like,
Yeah,
they
they did.
it. Like, no, it tastes good.
Oh, yeah,
Tastes
there's-
good.
There was
don't
no
care.
health warnings on
Yeah.
this stuff. It just tastes good. That's
Salt,
fine.
more.
I mean, for Christ's sake, they're smoking indoors in this movie. They weren't
Yes.
worried about sugar.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, this is where he. Oh, is it Tango? Is it Tango?
Tango.
Is
Yep.
it Tango. Yeah. So Frank is asking still for a percentage of his thing. So he's trying to say no, and yeah, it's 20%. And I like it. He goes 20%, just 20%, and he goes, yeah, what? Like, you're gonna bankrupt me? No, 20. And he's just like dismissive, isn't he? Really, he's like, who do you think you are? You're a nobody. You're absolutely nothing. So yeah, it's but I do like Frank's Denzel's calmness like that. Yeah, he's just like, nope, I told you, 20%, and like I expect it. And he goes, yeah, not now, but next time I expect it. So he's given like it's like this very calm warning of like, I don't care what you're saying to me. I've told you. Next time I expect it. That's it. And that, yeah, he doesn't get angry. He just like, that's what's going to happen. And even the guy goes like, yeah, he's like in his face, like, you're nobody, you're a nothing, But yeah, Frank is like, yeah, let's go on. But yeah, it's coming out, yeah, and yeah, off he goes. We'll be like waiting for his 20%. Yeah, and then we get kind of a little bit of a I suppose flashbacks of
A
like
bumpy
how he was-
flashback.
yeah, of like we get a couple, won't we? But like it's just, I guess it's supposed to show like the man he was training to be, I suppose, like that. So what else I was gonna say? What beach? Gone. Where would that be?
It's one of the. I'm guessing it's one of the Atlantic City or New York beaches.
Hmm.
They're right on the
Yeah.
Atlantic, so there's
I do
beaches
like- I
everywhere
do-
like that.
Mustard. That could be a hot dog. Mustard and hot dog.
Oh, that's a good mustard. That's like a Plockman's.
Oh,
Plockman's is local mustard,
Is that-
and then you see behind the big lollipops, the big
big lollipops.
go to the next. See the
this one?
big lollies.
Right over his shoulder there. Yeah, those are
They
the,
lollies. Oh
Yeah.
my
yeah,
God, are
the long ones and the circular ones both are.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
have those
God.
at the beaches.
Sugar.
Yeah,
So
too
you
much
can run
sugar.
around high for 6 hours and then crash out. But yeah, so we get that little bit of flashback, and then yeah, it's now we get onto the kind of thing with Vietnam, and he what is it? He's doing some numbers, let's say that, but he kind of there's an article, a documentary snippet news article about opium and heroin being used by the GIs and then boys, what do you say, like a quarter of the force, didn't he, or something like that? He's like,
Said
on it. I can't remember what he
1/3,
said.
1 in 3.
1/3.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Was that what did they actually? Can that be sustained now? Couldn't have been that high. Like it was on heroin and opium, things like that. So can't be that high. I would have thought. But of course, from that, I've got an idea. Yeah. So yeah, he's lucky enough. He's his cousin. He has a lot of cousins like that.
Got a lot of cousins. He's got a cousin in Thailand.
In Thailand, right? Yes, as one of the I'm guessing he's Air Force support or something like that. One of the people on the ground. So, and how much would it cost in 1965 to give it? Like, I'm sure there would have been more coins going in there, like to do a direct call to.
Oh gosh,
to
yeah,
Thailand.
it had to be much more expensive back then to make an international call. You know, he must have had, you know.
But I think she said $3. Yeah, I think she said $3 to start it. So he's like, "Yeah, I've got them." Ding, 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 ding. That like, did they like? Is it just quarters they used to take?
No, quarters, nickels, dimes.
Okay, yeah, but you're saying you're gonna how many quarters you're gonna get to like to pump them quarters in?
Ding,
but
ding,
yeah,
ding,
so
ding.
so he gets with a plan of like, sorry, we don't get to see his cousin that I'm coming over. I'm gonna go and find the source. So he's gonna find the source of the heroin to bring it over. Whilst we get, he's now got somebody he's paid off, and I'm guessing it's travel documents to go to Thailand and a fake passport because it hasn't got his real name on it, does it? So he gets.
It does have his real name on it.
Did it?
He makes a fake passport with his real picture and his real name. He just doesn't go through the process of actually getting a passport.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we get back to Richie, who's we find out is in a custody battle with his ex-wife or to-be ex-wife, I think, or ex-wife. Like she wants to move to Vegas. He wants to have for his kid. So like they're friendly, but like it's there's some things, but we can now get he's a bit of a temperament of that because there's some kids being noisy in the park, and then he tells them to stop, doesn't he? And then he's pulled the badges and pretends to like, I'll shoot you all.
Shut up, I'll shoot you all.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez Louise.
And she's like, but you don't even have a weapon. He's like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah,
They don't know that.
He's a bit of a loose wire as well. He's like, he wants it his easy way, but yeah, it's on that. But yeah, he's still doing he's studying to do his things, and then we get our first. What would this be then, Sandy? What would this be the test for?
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say, what would this shirt be? Because that's where my attention was during this scene.
I think that is a Mr. Pork Chop shirt. He loves that kind of Hawaii shirt.
100% is a Mr. Pork Chop shirt. I think this is a bar. Isn't this the bar exam? I think this is the bar exam.
The bar exam. Okay.
So the bar exam is all day. I failed it all day. And multiple parts, drains your brain. And then you just got to go take it again and again and again and again. He passed it on the first time. I'm not quite sure. Everybody I know failed it the first time. Everybody I know failed it the first time.
Frank Abagnale didn't.
Yeah, Frank Abagnale apparently did not.
He did everything. Yeah, and he was a certified accountant.
I have a friend who's passed it. I got to ask how many times it took him.
And maybe there are smart people. I was not smart enough. I definitely was not smart enough. But I thought you were referencing the shirt because here's the thing. Big city. I don't know if the fashion here works or if they're just trying to show that he's such a misfit, right? He's a good cop. He dresses weirdly. Maybe that's how they're trying to show that he's such a misfit. And if we, you don't have to go back to the prior photo, but every time they go to his home life, it brings the story to a screeching halt, I feel. The story with the wife, the custody battle. I don't know if we needed that. We can talk again at the end, but it
doesn't give the development of the character any nuance.
Takes the rhythm of the film and just puts the brakes on. Yeah.
But if they did that, would then Russell Crowe be would have agreed to be the character because it gives the actor more to do, I suppose.
Different
like that.
things to do. Maybe
Yeah.
they could have developed some of the investigative work just a little differently. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But now we're off to Thailand. Anybody been to Thailand?
No.
I have not.
Do it. It's very nice. Don't go to
Have you?
Bangkok though. Yes.
You've been to Thailand.
My dad lived out there for work, not in, on the nice side. That's the east side on the peninsula for, I think he was out there for 2 years. So I went out there for a few months while I was visiting. So we like that. Went to Bangkok on a excursion, I suppose, like that. Took us bloody hours. And yeah, Bangkok's not very nice.
Scary.
that was just not very, just a bit too busy, just a bit too not very nice.
Oh, okay.
Like, the temples are really great, but as soon as you step out of the temples, and it's just madness. It's just like, oh, okay, it's mad, and it's just like, yeah, you kind of think like any second I'm going to catch some hepatitis or something like that. It's not a very clean city. It's not that. So I'm guessing it's even got worse now. But apart from that, it's a very, very beautiful country, very weird in certain ways about sexuality and how that is contrived, and it's a little bit like, yeah, that's just not your tourist trade, and it's just a bit odd, but like that. So except for that, you can keep you have to laugh at it and just don't do it, and I think you get on quite well. The best thing is I don't eat fish, and I still remember they caught a catfish and they brought it up to the table. My dad said, yeah, we'll have that. And they cooked the catfish. It was still alive and it was flopping past. And then
It was flopping past. Oh,
yeah,
my
and they
God.
were like that. But the food, if you go to real good, the Thai food is absolutely brilliant. So if you love
Oh, wow.
that, it's absolutely amazing. And you get some really good. They also, what's very weird, they do a to add because they like their beer, but it's not sugary enough, so they add a Coke or Pepsi to it.
Ew.
To their beers. So they do 50-50.
Ew.
What I always found weird, and yeah, I tried it, and it's revolting. It's just like
It has to be.
Yeah, it's just like sugar. You just added sugar to a beer, so it's like that. But yeah, it's quite funny when you're out for a meal and then a very pretty lady comes up to you and goes, "Hello, how are you?" It's like, yes, watch out for those Adam apples. That's all I say, because they are funny. It's like they're like, you're absolutely stunning, but it's ginormous. Yeah. Though, yeah, it's a very, very bad. But the temples are amazing. The gold, like the Leaning Buddha and all that, I would always recommend to go. But don't stay in Bangkok. Stay in like a Penang or something like that, a bit little further away. It's just like that. But yeah, it's a thing. But this is Vietnam, of course. Then so this is the American bases, and the Australians, of course, did a lot of R&R there. So they would have done that, and I don't know where the bases would be, but they would have been in there. And of course, anyways, I think you've got Laos, Cambodia, and then Vietnam. So yeah, the Thai government got a lot of money for letting the Americans and the Australians use purpose-built bases, and let them have a little bit of free time, and made a ton of money from the war, probably better than anybody else. But this is where, we get some. They're going into like one of the bars, he finds these a couple of GIs doing their drugs, but he finds one of his cousins. He's going to do the deal of, I think he 100 kilos. Is it? I think he asked for.
I think that's
kilos?
100 or 200 on the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, let's go, and he's like, yeah. So it's. We need to go, but we don't want to go through that. I want to go, and then he says, sod them guys. I want to go to the source. And he goes, that means going into the jungle. He's like, yeah, let's do it then. So he's like, yeah. So he's like, are you sure? We're going to do it. And that's it. Now, I'm not even sure I'd do that now. Would you? That's your boat. Somebody turned up. Here's your
heck
boat.
no. No. Never.
Where's the railings? But yeah, I do like that. Like, yeah, it's that is a very great scene. Like, I'm guessing the river goes through all the, like, there must be like a connected river, like, like the kind of, not like the Amazon, but like a connected through each country, because it's very like, it's all like similar things like. But yeah, they get to the the fields to meet the main man, who's been in a lot of kung fu movies like that. So he's and like he's always plays the baddie, doesn't he? He always play. I think he's been in like one of the Pierce Brosnan movies, didn't he? He played the North Korean baddie, I'm sure. In was it?
Oh,
Die
I
Another
don't
Day,
know,
is
but
it?
he sounds. Let me pull
Yeah.
him up here.
I'm sure he does, but yeah, he's always the baddie. And so like, I bet you he's been in loads of like.
Always looks very familiar.
Mm.
Let's see. There are just
But
so many people in this film. It is so hard to scan down the cast list. Good grief.
But he's I suppose what do we call it? The grower. I don't know what you call it. The farmer.
Can't
I don't know
find
what you call
him.
The supplier.
Supplier,
I suppose,
producer.
yeah, supplier, yeah, do whatever it is, yeah. And he's like, how are you gonna get it? Don't worry. How do you think you're gonna get 100 keys out? Don't worry. I like it. I like Frank's line. You don't need to worry about it. I'm just gonna give you the cash, and it's laid out. So don't worry about it. You've got the cash, and I like that. He's like, who cares? Like, just take my money, and he's like that, and then he's like, yo, well, yeah, guarantee. I'll see you again. But was it? But I don't want to come here. I don't want to come back. He's like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, they make the agreement of it's the pure heroin is going to come out, and then he's with his cousin. What we don't know the idea of how it's getting out. We just know they're going to use the U.S. Air Force as to get it back home. So that it's they've got their plan, but we don't know what it is. But everybody's I like this because this must be an officer or something looking at him like, who's he? He's on a base. Yeah, that's it. But we get now Richie gets woken up because his partner has shot somebody in the head, and he's on his way to solve this situation because all the tenants are going absolutely mad.
They're going to tear him to pieces.
Yeah,
they're going to tear him to pieces.
Yeah, they don't care who it is. They just want to get in. So, and then of course Richie gets there, and he very quickly realizes, you're a drug addict. You came here, and
he was here doing a deal.
Doing a deal. You tried to steal his money. It all went awry, and then you shot him. The paramedics are like there. What do you want to do? And he comes up with the idea. Bandage his head, open his eyes, put him on the gurney, and we're going out. Like that, just like that.
Well, yeah, I mean the paramedics are terrified. They're like, "Where's the backup?" Because the squads, they're not going to come to this neighborhood. They are not come. They said we don't have anybody available for that neighborhood. They're not coming in.
Well, and they're also not going to help out Richie and Javier because they don't trust him at this point because of the money that they had turned in. So they're especially not going to go out of their way to help them.
Yeah. He has a really go, but it's a good plan. I like that. It's like, no, we're getting out. Yeah, like, come on. But then he's like instantly, he's like, you're a loser. You're scum. Look what you've done. Really has a go. I mean, he even like showed like this bit scene, like the needle marks on his thing. So the kind of their relationship is kind of done as a team. He kicks him out.
He jumps out. He jumps out himself. Yeah.
Does he jump out before he kicks him out? Like,
well, yeah, because Richie's basically saying like, not only did you do all this, you lied to me and you dragged me into it. Now I have to, Javier's begging him to write the report, the way he's saying it, so that it all goes under the rug. And Richie's saying no, because he's the honest cop in this situation.
And then we get a bit of the what's happening with the drugs, and of course we get it all happening. But we get Richie with his guys. They're just kind of like they're getting into the they've got the drugs. They managed to get it like stateside, as you want to call it. So 100 Ks. What I would like, that's got to be like what, like whatever, like 10, 20 million, like probably street value, but more than that. But it's got to be something stupid. Because didn't they say like at one point they were selling it a bag for like, was it $5 or something, wasn't it?
Well, that's
Or
the
something
thing
like
is
that.
the street value would be different because what he's charging is kind of a a massively discounted price because he's cut out so many middlemen. So whatever the general street value would be for that much of that product in general, you could figure this is probably more, given the quality of it is a lot more
Was it
pure than what
Blues?
everybody else is
Yeah.
playing in. So it's,
True blue.
whatever you would think that weight would be in general street value
Yeah.
would be even more because of how pure this one is.
Yeah. And there's later I can't remember who he tells. Is it Gooding Jr.'s character to stop cutting it? Because like
because he's using the blue magic
pure.
name.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's where he brings up the Pepsi and the the branding of like a brand is a brand, and if you're selling the version of it that you're doing under the same brand, then that affects my sales because no one's going to trust the name and blah blah blah. That's the idea behind it.
Yeah. And then he's now I like how he goes undercover, like with a little stick-on beard and like that to see how well it's selling. It's like that. But I'm guessing this bit they're just giving out freebies. This is freebie time, isn't it? Because nobody's things they're just going along, just giving out the freebies to get people hooked. There's not much money things. And it's just it's him. Yeah, he's played his card, and it's all doing well. Things like that. But then Kane, Sandy's right. This does distract because we get too much of this
And that's the thing is like I actually do like when you get to the final court scene with him and his ex-wife, I actually really like the dialogue there because he does try to prop himself up as this this one good guy in a city of dirty cops. And her dialogue about like you think you're such a good guy because you're an honest cop, but think of all the other ways you failed your family, you failed your son, you failed your wife, like you're not. And I think she has the line of like, you think you're going to heaven because you're honest, you'll be in hell with all the cops you think you're above. And I do like that, and I think it adds an interesting layer to the character. But I do also agree that there's too many scenes that are boring and drag the movie down with this background of him in order to get to that one scene that I thought was really good.
But this is what I forgot we'd see, because we do get a scene where he's sleeping with his I don't know what he call, like he's
this is his lawyer, I think is what we see next, and then at some point it's a flight attendant.
Yeah, they're trying to make out he's a bit of a ladies' man, I suppose you want to call it. But we get a little back and forth, but we get. But then she's like, don't answer it, and then it's where they're dead, but we get what's his name? Oh,
Norman Reedus, which I was so surprised to see him. I had no idea, and his name's actually Norman in the movie as well.
Yep, it is Norman.
I'm like, no kidding. Even my wife pointed out, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know he was in this." I'm like, "Yeah, me neither, honestly. He hadn't been in The Walking Dead to this point."
No, he's he always looks the same, and he always plays the same.
He does, even in Death Stranding, it's him.
Yeah, it's literally him. Same, and it's the same haircut, same everything.
Yep.
Blade 2, isn't he? He's the
I don't know.
Blade 2.
Oh yeah,
you're
right.
He's really, really young in it. So I was like,
geez, I forgot about that.
But his partner's dead, and they found. I love this. It's kind of like Breaking Bad, isn't it, with the blue meth? Like, it's blue. Like maybe they took like inspiration.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of interesting.
But on this, we get he's kind of out things, but he's I suppose station commander, whatever you want to call it, comes up with like. There's going to be a new task force because who's the Nixon, isn't it? They have a little news clip of Nixon as saying the biggest thing in the States at the moment
war
is
on drugs.
Yeah, it's like, who is it? Nixon. Who's next? Go on. I'm going to educate you. Go on then, guys.
After Nixon is Gerald Ford. After Ford,
no, Ford. Go on, Jay.
Oh God, I'm awful with the presidents. This is a Sandy job. I am awful with the presidents.
But the other big like attack on drugs was Nancy Reagan, right? Just say no.
The last time I remember it being a big thing was the Reagan administration.
So we had Ford, then we would have had Jimmy Carter, then we would have had Ronald Reagan. Gerald
But
Ford,
yeah, he
the
comes
only
up.
United States president who was not elected president.
Who?
Gerald Ford was not elected president. He became president because
Because
Nixon resigned
Nixon,
and his vice president, Spiro Agnew, resigned as well. So the president of the Senate became the president, and that was Gerald Ford.
Ah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Graduated of
So
the United States Naval Academy.
Only one that's not been assassinated though, because of election, or was it?
Only one that's not been assassinated. A lot of them haven't been
The
assassinated.
one
Most of them
assassinated.
haven't.
No, the president. Only non-elected. Because you said non-elected.
Well, no,
If they're
because
assassin,
but a vice president is elected.
Yeah, you would consider a
So,
vice president still
yeah, you
elected
consider that elected.
because they were the running mate.
Right.
they're on the
There,
ticket
you
together.
run as a ticket together. So, for
So
example,
yeah,
when
you would technically consider
McKinley was
that.
assassinated, Theodore Roosevelt, the greatest president to ever live, became president. So
There you
yeah.
go.
He was elected on the ticket,
Mhm.
as was Andrew Johnson for Lincoln. And then who was the so there's McKinley, there's Lincoln, and then we have Kennedy, who was his vice president, James or Jay.
There we go.
Kennedy's
And then
vice president?
Kennedy was
I'll just-
assassinated.
Oh God,
and
why don't I remember?
And then I'll just have to say what English Bob would say. Who would a king or queen?
Lyndon Johnson.
Was Lyndon Johnson? Was that how Lyndon Johnson? Oh
Lyndon
God, I
Yes.
forgot.
Johnson.
Jeez, God, I got to read a book.
Yes.
It's been a while. I haven't caught up on this.
Well, there's the
in a long
famous
time.
photo of him taking the oath of office in the plane with Kennedy's body and Jackie Kennedy in her bloody dress holding the Bible when Lyndon Johnson took the oath of office right after Kennedy was assassinated. She's still in that pink dress and it's blood splattered, and she's holding the Bible so he could take the oath of office.
There you go.
Now you know.
History time. Love it.
History time.
But
How did we
Ricky
get
here-
on that? Oh, Nixon was on the television.
Yeah, Nixon came up.
Who was not assassinated but resigned.
Who done the war on first? I guess one of the war of drugs. But this is where they offer him a special narcotics unit that is outside the police. He will work from his own place.
Yeah, this guy's
his own
from
team.
Washington, I believe.
Is he?
I think I'm pretty sure he comes straight from Washington. So what it made it seem like, at least maybe he didn't, and that's the way he presented himself, and the whole idea of like, you answer to just me, you know, you're kind of above the police at this point. That made it to me seem like he was straight from a Washington agency.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been
Top
given his
men.
own place. So like that. So it's time to get a crew together, I suppose, like that, to kind of things. But whilst that's happening, Frankie calls all his brothers and cousins to come and work for him. And this is where we get Huey and everybody else. And I'm guessing where they Carolina, wasn't it, or something?
I think
like
North
that?
Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah,
Mhm.
North Carolina. Yeah. So he gets them all to get to his little it's playing like a little mansion, isn't it? His mum and everybody into that. And I do like how they got the white folks next door looking through the bushes like that.
Oh, I don't even think I caught that, to be honest. I didn't even catch that.
There's two like the old people like that looking through the bushes. He gives them a little wave and they run off. Kind of.
Is this Long Island? I think this is like Long Island, right? Or,
I don't know.
I don't know where it is, but it has to be close to New York. But yeah, all of the burbs would have been WASPs or Italians. This is where the mobs, remember in The Godfather, the compound that was outside of New York.
Mm-hmm.
What a house. What a house.
Nice house.
That'd be a lot of whitewashing, though, wasn't it? You have to keep that every.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're power washing that thing regularly.
Yeah. But yeah, he's there with his family, but he's got the little plan. And
that guy that was just on the screen is the other musician in the movie. Well, the other hip hop musician. That is T.I., the rapper.
Oh,
if you have any familiarity with him, maybe not, but he was very big at this time in music. He still has a bit of celebrity, but he's definitely not the fame that he used to have in the early 2000s.
Yeah, never heard of him. But yeah, he gets his mum and what's he made like this? Well, from memory, isn't it? And he said 5. Is it like you were 5 when they took it away? So he's made. Is it the whole counter? I'm guessing.
Her dresser, yeah.
The whole dresser from memory.
Yeah. Oh,
And then she's like so happy. Yeah. Yeah. But now it's getting, we're getting a bit more deep into it. We get now he's kind of crews being set. This guy's always in everything. He's always the cop as well, like that. But yeah, it's they're kind
so
of
he
now
was.
looking up.
I was trying to remember what he was from, and you mentioned it with a cop. That's right, because he was also a cop in Deadwood. He was alongside of
Yes,
Timothy
it was.
Timothy Oliphant's
wasn't he?
character as the deputy sheriff or whatever it was. I believe
No,
Timothy
wasn't.
was
He
the
was his
sheriff.
friend, wasn't he? He was they couldn't call him the Jew, wasn't it?
he
'Cause
was
ran the
Soul
store.
Star. Was his
Was he
name.
not a
Yes.
was he not an
Deadwood.
No,
officer
he
as well? I
wasn't.
thought.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
He
Sorry,
ran the
my
hardware
memory's
store,
it's been a
didn't he?
while since
Yes.
Oh God, you're right, because they wanted to open a hardware store.
Yeah,
You're right, and he's building the
and
house. Okay, God, my memory was a little bit off
That's
on that.
it.
I haven't watched Deadwood
Yeah.
in a while.
He's one of the
I have to watch it again.
ensemble in Lincoln, believe it or not. I did not
Mhm.
know that. He was in Lost. Oh God, world's
Never
worst
seen it.
television show ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I never watched
didn't.
it. I never had any interest in it.
Oh,
No. And I'm
It was-
glad I didn't, because I know people got so pissed off with the ending.
Yeah,
Well-
that's what I've always heard.
Yeah,
you know, it was
like,
kind of a very eponymic show. The show itself was lost. The theme was lost. It was just lost.
Wasn't it a
Everything
J.J.
was lost.
Abrams show? That
Yeah.
checks out.
But here's the thing. He is also in a number of music videos. Why? Like, I've never seen an actor, even a bit actor, have his name credited in music videos. So there's one for Aha. There's one for, I remember, Sigur Rós. Like, why is Group Love? Like, why is he in these music videos? Very strange. I don't know if he's a musician as well. Don't know. But are you ready for this? He was nominated for an Oscar.
Oh, well,
Really? For what?
For Winter's Bone. Did anyone see Winter's Bone?
No, I've never even heard of it.
No.
He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and that was one. It was
Winter's Bone.
a murder like mystery with Jennifer Lawrence, and I think she and he was he and Jennifer Lawrence were top billed cast. Jennifer Lawrence and John Hawkes.
Never heard of it.
Nominated for an
2 words,
Oscar in
Wind Bone.
2011. This guy, yeah.
I believe he was in Eastbound and Down as well. I'm pretty sure he was Kenny Powers' brother. If you've ever seen that show, it's an interesting one for sure.
Yep, Eastbound. He's just in a
Eastbound
lot of
and Down,
stuff. He's in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. 16 episodes of Eastbound and
Yeah,
Down.
he played. That's the Danny McBride show of like the former top MLB pitcher who just flames out because he's a total mess, and he's actually his brother in it.
Does a good job here.
Yeah. I think he does a good job. Everything he's in, actually, to be honest with you, everything I've seen him in, at least.
He hasn't got the face for a leading man again, but good actor.
Yeah.
Things like that. So, but this
Definitely
is where they
good.
go. They pick out. I think this is the first time they see Frank, don't they? I think this is the first time. Is it one of?
So this is when they're picking
one
up
of
the
lieutenants.
kind of picking out his crew for this
Yeah, the
special
lieutenants,
task
isn't it? Yeah.
force. They don't know Frank quite yet.
No. But yeah, it's they get things. What's that? I don't know, something French. That's something made French. Isn't it? We go past that.
Technically, it did come from there.
Made by Pierre
France.
Auguste Bartholdi, who also made several monuments and fountains in Washington, D.C. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, there was a thing, wasn't it? Trump wanted to clean it up, wasn't it, to make it back to its original.
Yeah, he's got to understand and appreciate patina. We're all for the patina in some cases, and yeah, just leave it green. Some things we got to leave
Oh
green.
yeah, it looks great green.
It
I
would
think
be
it
good to
looks great.
see it like as it was. It would be quite weird, and then it'd be another. It wouldn't take that long, would it? Because it's right.
I don't
next to
know.
the
We can
sea.
AI it. Patina also protects the
Yeah.
metal, so let's leave it.
Yeah.
My church, the domes on the church were green patina my entire life. The whole time I went to school at the school next to the church. And then someone will correct me, in the late 1990s or early 2000s, they gold leafed it. And I wish it had always been gold leaf, because actually it's better on that particular building. The gold leaf looks so much better than the green. But yeah, let's just leave Lady Liberty the way she is. We like that. We like her green.
That's it. But yeah, now Frank has got. I'm going to keep saying cousins and
Brothers, cousins, in-laws.
everybody
Family.
like that.
Fam.
It was like, yeah. I think I read something with like 15 of his family got arrested. So
It's a lot.
Yeah.
like descendant, yeah, is a thing. But that's a common is to the left there with the stripe.
Yes. Mhm.
Yes.
Bowling shirts, we call them. Like
yeah.
men still like there's still some men still wear those today. We call them bowling shirts.
Mhm.
But
They've honestly kind of come back in style a bit.
No, that's mean Jay's got one. Jay's got one.
I've got similar, not quite that good, but I've got similar one. Not quite that 70s, but I've got similar styled shirts. They have come back a bit.
Slightly not as wide collar though, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. The collar's a little bit more slim.
Yeah. So Frank is taking his
Oh, you may want
family
to
to
skip
see the operation.
skip
Yeah,
the
we'll
really
skip
next few
fast.
slides.
There
quick.
you
Okay.
go.
All right. We're
Nice.
safe.
We're safe. But yeah, and then it's and then he takes them to the same restaurant we saw before with Tango, and he's telling them about kind of like the streets, I suppose, like that, of what's going to be done. But then we can also see Tango in the background. He's like, "I'll be back. I just got to sort something out," and they're all watching.
He wants
And
them to
this-
see this. He wants his family to see what a big fish he is, you know?
And he's explaining the concept of power and respect. He's kind of explaining not exactly what he does, but the way it works because of what he does, like how the power and the respect and all that kind of comes from his line of work. And this is, I guess, Exhibit A.
Oh my gosh, Daryl. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry, I got distracted by one of Daryl's facts. The police chief, whomever that comes in from Washington, is the guy who played Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs.
Really?
I did not.
It is. Oh my god!
I don't think I
It
noticed that.
is.
I
Give
thought
him,
his
like,
face
5
looked
stone
familiar
lights
too
on.
throughout the whole movie, and
Because
I'm
he's
like,
got a
who is
big
that?
face. He's got a
okay.
big,
Good shout, Daryl. I
interesting face.
didn't realize that.
Sometimes
creepy
there are
film.
those really, really creepy people, and because they have a distinctive
Apply
look,
the lotion.
yeah, they can't get other roles, right? But he did. Wow. I didn't even realize it. Thank you, Daryl. Did not even realize it.
Yeah. So we get now the 20%. Give me 20%. And he's like, "Are you joking?" And then Frank then pulls out his pistol, and he's like, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me in front of everyone?" Yep. Yeah, he does. Let's say that. He's like that. But again, he's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna do it. Not in front." And there's like hundreds of people. It's like it's market day or something, isn't it? It looks like. But yep, that's the end of him. And he's like that, and he gets out his jar after he says a bit, and then and it's calmly walks back to his family. He's like, da, 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 da.
What's
And he
anybody going
knows.
to do? Nobody's going to do anything.
Yeah, and they're going to be scared now. I ain't going to tell on them. The police turn up. That's it. And also, the police who are going to turn up to that area probably being paid off by him anyway. So it's like, it's things. But it's sit down. That's how it goes, boys. It's like, and then we get Richie, got his kind of crew. And I can't remember which one it says it. It's like, "Oh, we're looking in the wrong place," isn't it? He said, "No, we," and then Richie said, "No, we start from scratch. Ignore."
Yep, tear them all
ignore
down.
everything
Start
else.
all over again.
We don't care about what was done previously.
Oh.
We need to start from the start.
I was wrong. That is that. If you go back a couple slides, that is the third musician, hip hop musician. That is RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. That is the third musician turned actor in this movie. Specifically, hip hop musician turned rapper in this movie.
So
Right,
Jay,
let's
do you
see
know
if we
who
can
Fab
find any-
Five?
I mean, not
Freddy
turned rapper,
is?
turned actor. Excuse me. I keep mixing it up.
Do you
He's
know
done
who-
a few movies as well.
Do you know who Fab Five Freddy is? Because I don't, but I'm assuming he's a rapper.
Oh God, that name sounds so
Fab
familiar.
Five Freddy is in this film too. He's just on the list of actors, but I don't know who he is.
Oh my God, you gotta get all the weird names.
I want to say that was like a radio guy that
There's
might have
one
been
called
in
just
charge of a
Doc.
bit. It might have worked with a
Oh,
hip hop
no.
station.
Look it up.
I got to look that up because that name sounds so familiar.
All right, he's from Bed-Stuy, Bedford-Stuyvesant. He is an actor, New Jack City, etc.,
I'm
etc.
gonna look at the weird names. That's all you need to look at.
No, actually, it doesn't.
A hip hop pioneer.
Naughty by Nature.
Oh, okay, Naughty by Nature. I knew that sounded familiar. Okay, yep, that makes sense.
All
For
right.
some, I was getting him confused with like a radio DJ. I thought it was somebody who was on a big hip hop station, but that sounds right. Naughty by Nature, Fab Five Freddy.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to go down a rabbit hole here. Anytime anyone says radio and hip hop, when I was in college, the main radio station in Washington, D.C., and I can't remember it. I want to say WPGC, but that it might not be that. Someone will correct me someday. But the DJ had a meltdown and he locked himself in the studio and he played the same song like 100 times, like over and over again. And like, they couldn't cut the station or whatever. Well, it just became a thing. Everybody in my dorm, I was at the University of Maryland, everybody in my dorm was like, because they all listened. It was either heavy metal on one side of the hallway and hip hop on the other side, and I was on the heavy metal side. But we all kept listening, and I'll have to look it up and see what the lore is. But it was the same damn song, and we were all listening to it 100 times over and over again.
I'm curious what song it was.
It just became such a crazy, like it was one of the first memes ever. But and I think the guy even overnight he played the same song. I'm gonna look it up. DJ in Washington D.C. locked himself in the studio. But carry on, I'll find it.
But I can't remember what that like. So yeah, they're just kind of this is just kind of the investigation. Like,
the legwork for the police stuff.
Yeah, we're doing that. But then we get them enjoying the bit of lifestyle. And like that. We get then. Yeah, Gooding Jr. is I can't remember what's his character name, and he doesn't like him because he thinks he's too flash.
Oh God, it's slipping my mind now.
But also Frank likes to associated with like sports stars, pop stars, whatever you call it, like that. And
Nicky Barnes is his name.
That's it. But yeah, he's like that. But he's Huey turns up dressed like him as well, and he's a bit. Annoyed.
Oh yeah, there's that guy again too. I forgot he was in this scene. Yeah, he comes up a couple times, very very small
parts. But yeah, they're at the whatever club it is. But yeah, he's again. I like this is what we said earlier. It's like you want to be forgettable. You kind of don't want to be noticed. But yeah, Huey's like, look at you. He's like, what you got? Got a nice suit. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, but you stand out. You look like Mickey. You don't want to in this business. You don't want to stand out. You got to be invisible, really. And he goes, yeah. So you're bringing attention that we don't want attention to,
which does set something up later too that we'll get to.
Yeah. But
okay, the song that was played for 24 hours straight, just in case you're wondering. Actually, it wasn't a very famous song. It was called "If I Ever Fall in Love" by Shy, and it was a dance.
Oh, I don't know it.
Techno song by R&B group Shy, Shai, and the song "If I Ever Fall in Love" was played as a stunt for over 24 hours straight.
Wow.
So now we know what
I'll have to listen to it later.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hear it ever again until I die.
Fair enough.
We were all like, oh, and we kept listening because we thought, okay, at some point they're going to stop playing it. And what's going to happen? What are they going to play next? What are they going to play next? Nope. They just kept playing that song over and over.
I think that's great. But when we get this, is like he meets a couple of like friendly things, but then this is where he meets. Look at her. Yeah, he's to be wife. What's her name? Oh my God, that's missing me.
So we keep saying that. We keep saying what
she's Ava.
Do you know that this film probably has too many characters in it?
Yes.
Let me think about it, because we keep saying, what's this? There are too many characters in this film. But that's Ava, and she's lovely.
In fairness to the film, though, I do feel like we often struggle with remembering all the names in the movies we just watched. So it might be us and our brains problem as well. I think we can split the difference and say it's a little bit of both.
You are correct, sir.
That's it. But yeah, he takes, ooh, hello. And yeah, she's flirting back. She likes him, likes that. But this is where, we get them starting to fulfill their little portfolio of what's going on. But yeah, they're like, these are the thing, but we need to get to the source. They're all about not getting not get the lieutenants. Let's get to the source. And it's kind of, they don't like, The only problem I find with the policemen, like the bits when they do their police work, a lot of it comes out of luck. They were standing in the right time at the right place, like that, and then let's follow that person. You know, it's a lot of not police work. It's like, well, let's just get that,
Chance.
and they do that a lot in this movie. It's just by chance they kind of, pull over the correct person. They get the right pictures.
Now this, I don't believe this. They're developing. I was trying to think, why are they developing their own pictures? Is it because they are a standalone crew and they can't let anyone know what they're doing? Maybe that's why.
I guess they're not trusting anybody.
They don't trust anybody, but these guys know how.
Yeah, I think
They
that's
know how
part of
to
it.
develop film.
Yeah, they definitely conveniently. This guy, specifically Russell Crowe's character, has a convenient set of skills for his job. I mean, between the law,
Seriously.
the studying law to be a lawyer, the cop work, the film development. It's definitely pretty coincidental skills, convenient skills.
He went to the Liam Neeson school. I have a special.
But yeah, they're going. I can't remember what they're doing. Are they tailing now? They're not tailing one of Frank's. I can't remember because Frank comes.
I have to see the next couple of screenshots to remember.
Oh, what's it? The money.
Oh, that's right. He's calling in to get the money so that they can kind of try to run
So
a
they
bit
can
of
buy.
a sting or try to follow
$20,000. But they need to go. They've gone to New York, haven't they? They haven't gone. No, they follow him to New York.
Well, yeah, he uses the money he gets from Washington. I keep saying from Washington. I assume that's where that guy came from. But wherever it is, whatever agency he's from, they get the money from that. To be able to use for this. He fakes like he's going to buy the drugs from this guy, and then they're basically following where that money then goes to try to. I guess get some kind of trail.
And how, really, theoretically, these guys are undercover, I'm going to guess. Really, aren't they? Kind of, their play's closed. How bad is it to go through state lines?
I can walk. I can walk.
No, but I mean,
in terms of illegal, jurisdictions and stuff, like
jurisdiction.
So it would be.
It would, we can't do it. We can't do it.
It would probably come into play. It would probably come into play by the letter of the law. Sandy, feel free to correct me on this. This is just my assumption. I would imagine by letter of the law, if you would try to make arrests or things like that, it would come into effect.
But they're just surveillance, aren't they? Really, and they're not.
So maybe I don't know why he makes such a big thing on it. Maybe it's just to set up the tension between him and Trupo that we're about to see.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm sure they could at least drive over and follow a lead into the city.
Most states have reciprocity. So Maryland, DC, Virginia, you can. They can pretty much do whatever because they have a pre-existing agreement in place that if they're, they're chasing someone or,
actively,
if it's a crime, that they can, they can continue. They usually have to coordinate with the locals, but the locals aren't. I won't comment on the corruption. It depends on the local jurisdiction.
Right. And this time period, too, is a lot different with corruption, all that. And maybe that's more what they're getting at than even the legal side of it is the idea of we don't want to run.
They don't want
to. We don't want to get caught up
trying
to do honest, police work up against New York cops who are all, paid off and trying to keep us out of there. It's a whole, it's a danger thing. I mean, you see it in the first scene with the idea of just not turning in the money could get them killed by other officers. I think that's what Javier says. What happens to officers who don't trust, or officers that the other ones don't trust is, they get killed, they get hurt, whatever. So maybe that's the angle they're playing for more than even, the legal side of that's not our jurisdiction.
He's hunting him down in his little, I don't even know what vehicle that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't that a kind of Jeep? I think it's
one of the first Ford Broncos or Jeeps. I don't know. I don't know what that thing is.
Kind of be cool if you had that though. If you made a nicer color than the orange.
I love that yellow taxi that's behind them there, and that's I love those old style big bodied yellow taxis.
Notice the streets were wet again.
That one right back up the street there. Yeah, I love that style car.
But yeah, he follows him. To like that, but then I love it because then he sees the cops go in and he instantly sees them into that. What they kind of then they rob the 20,000 off him, so he has to quickly identify himself of that's my money. Where we get then Josh Brolin, he's in the third Free Club now. He can't, like you say,
he's
every
number
time
4.
Josh Brolin,
this is his number 4.
Scenes, he steals the scene every time. He's
a good actor.
He's
I've always thought he was a good actor. And he can really play a lot of. I mean, he can play a slimy scumbag like this. He can play the kind of smarmy, arrogant agent that he does in Sicario, and he can do the kind of good guy ish that you're rooting for in No Country for Old Men. I mean, he's got a fair amount of range with the characters he plays.
And as a young kid in the Goonies, don't forget, this is our 4th Josh Brolin.
Oh, right, that's right.
Yeah, he's in the 4 club. Yep.
That's it. Good suit though. Good suit.
A good
collar
suit,
outside.
good collar.
I want the collar to come back outside the suit.
Give it time, they will.
No,
Fashion always repeats itself.
It will do.
No collars outside, and no pockets, like no pocket flap. Like the pocket, okay, but the pocket flap.
Yeah, I could do without that giant pocket flap.
No.
I do like the big lapels and the collar outside, though. I could see it making a comeback. I feel like Harry Styles was wearing things like that not that long ago. I feel like it's made its way back.
It's not a good thing then. That's not good.
Now, the one fashion thing that I think they do get wrong for the 1960s, I think the ties in general are too narrow. I think the ties were wider.
The knots, that is literally.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't notice that, but that's a good point.
Yeah. They're not
the patterns, I think, are pretty spot on.
That is like just a double knot.
The clashing pattern. I mean, look at that guy's suit. He's got the plaid suit, the striped shirt, and then a checkered cross type of tie. I mean, good Lord. It's like an optical illusion. It's a lot.
60s. Yeah.
It's one of those things. If you squint, you can see a dinosaur.
Yeah, honest to God. There's a lot going on in one outfit there. Good Lord.
But yeah, the ties. I think that some of the ties would have been a bit more. They were lairish, horrid,
broad. My dad, pictures of my dad with the sideburns. My dad had the not the mutton chops, but the long sideburns, the wide tie, white belt, and white shoes. Was my dad in the 70s? I mean, him and his brother were like the Bee Gees of the 70s.
Hey, it was the time.
Look at that car. What is that? Is that a Dart? Is that
Mustang?
A Dodge? Is that a Mustang?
No, he says Pontiac. Doesn't he say?
Oh, really?
Pontiac,
I thought it was a Mustang.
I'm sure he says Pontiac.
It looks like old looks like an old Mustang hood and the stripes.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure he says Pontiac.
Lights there. Daryl might know. Daryl, do you know what kind of car that is?
What kind of car is that? I don't know my cars, but that's a good one.
I thought like a 70s Mustang. So that's Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to see it side by side because it looks familiar, but I'm not quite seeing it just by looking at it. I have to see them side by side.
The weight loss is like that. He's like that on it, so he's really skinny. How bad? Like everybody knows that scene, and that's what you're known for. He's like, oh, it's like that'd be funny. But yeah, it's what we got. So we get then a bit of dating, a bit of they're trying to give the family unit, aren't they? Without him is the he keeping everybody together. She's like, who's finding that is a Mustang. It is apparently.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I thought the hood and the grill and the lights looked very old 70s Mustang.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, "Who's that?" I think he originally says Martin Luther King, doesn't he? He takes the pick. They take the Mickey. He's like, no, he's like that. But so somebody gave him wise statements, and then but she's like, she's liking the lifestyle that he's in. Like, I suppose you want to call it the money at least. And then of course we go back to Richie's life, where, hello. Yes, I'm here for my appointment. What apartment is like? Then a stewardess goes past. What are you? Yeah, I'm child support. Okay.
Well, and these are the parts of his background in his life that I do like, because I think it adds interesting contrast of Frank's the criminal, but he's got this actually nice family unit. Obviously, some of them are criminals as well, but in terms of the love, the respect, the happy household, he's got it. Meanwhile, this guy's the honest cop, allegedly. And he's got a broken down family, again, because of it's like that double life that they both have. One side's a family guy, one side's a criminal, one side's a good, honest cop, but the other side of his life is not very good at being a dad, being a husband, having the family side. So I like the idea that they're going for with it. It's just some of the scenes with his background do drag on, and it's like, didn't really need all that.
Yeah, But well, this week, because nothing really comes of it, it's the next scene, isn't it? So
it's just kind of showing, I think, that difference between the two, the difference between their work and their home life and how it's
But this
kind
is the
of
thing, because then
reversed.
you get what you don't get is this bit and his friend who's in the mafia. He's like lower level, but they like that, and they're friends, aren't they? Friends from school, I think they even say.
Yeah, they grew up
So,
together,
yeah.
he says.
So yeah, it's like they know him, and like she even said, like, though I know anybody, yeah, and he's dodgy as. So but he still hangs around him as a cop. He's like that. So you're like, oh, okay. You understand friends, but yeah, he's not gonna go. You can't, arrest him. But yeah, it's again, it's that if you're gonna do it, you need to, like what we had with Frank, a little bit of his background, very later year, like getting to number one, I suppose, like that. But yeah, Richie, you get, this is all you get. It's like, okay, but yeah, it's okay. But again, it's like, yeah, he's trying to be a family man without being family man, but his family man are his friends are criminals. That's it. So what's W? What W could be?
Oh, it's just like that's like a league. It's like a beer league. They'd call
Gotta
it
be
a
a
men's
local,
beer league.
yeah.
Like just a local. They just probably got uniforms and whatever they decided was the
Right.
W.
I didn't know if it was like a
No, because you can see there he's got the baseball pants on. The other guy's still got the jersey, so it's got to be just like some team they made up and created a
okay.
logo for.
God, I miss playing in a beer league. Play softball. I miss it.
Okay.
Play softball. They go for pizza and beer, and then you don't even remember care who won or lost.
Except for your knees couldn't do it, Sandy. Your knees can't do it. Too old.
My knees are fine. My shoulder, I can't swing a bat anymore after I dislocated my shoulder. Oh,
nice.
No swinging.
But we're back in Vietnam where it's all going things. Then we got, just to show the drugs are still running. Then we get back to Gray, New Jersey. I know what NJ means. And then we get like we're just again.
They've got the different, the businesses that he's set up his brothers with. Yeah.
What would be the nearest Air Force base to Harlem then, off New York?
Well, as you can see, there is going to be a scene where he's driving, and just for a split moment, you see 295 Washington. He's driving. Okay, so he's driving down the Baltimore-Washington Parkway, which would take you to Andrews Air Force Base eventually. But that's way too far. And in the real story, the planes come in at Dover. That is where the United States military receives the dead, at Dover Air Force Base. They have the, the dignified mission of receiving the war dead at Dover Air Force Base, which would be closer to New York and is referenced in the article. I don't know why the heck he's going to Andrews in this film, but that is exactly that little snippet where you see 295 Washington and you see the Parkway. That's the BW Parkway to Andrews. That would be 4 hours from New York. So I don't know.
There you go. He's in it again, Jay. After we said
there he is.
Yeah. He's got a few. They're all. The problem is they're all quick. Yeah, it's like they're quick, so you can't really remember them. But he's kind of in and out of it in a few different spots.
Yeah. Now, what was this? This is
This is a guy who works for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Which, in case anybody was wondering, the Sox just beat the Yankees about an hour ago. But yes, this guy works for the Yankees.
My team
and he's trying to set up a meeting.
Hey,
there you go. Perfect. Good weekend for both of us.
Orioles winning right now. One done. Yep, Orioles done.
Nice. Yay. All right, 3 in a row. That almost never happens.
There we go. But yeah, he's cousin. This one is his cousin, who's a baseball player who doesn't want to be a baseball player, doesn't he? So then he's gonna turn to crime, isn't he?
Well, see, he had his uncle. I
can't remember what was the reason of this party. I can't remember what was the reason. Was it just a party to party?
I think it was.
I can't remember. It wasn't the engagement, was it?
I wonder if that. I thought it was just a party, but this is where you start to see his, his relatives starting to act a little. They're starting to fall into,
the trap of money and power and all that.
I do like this because he kicks the crap and then he gets past and then it's he takes his revenge out on him. Literally, puts him in the piano. One thing I found funny, I was like, that's a nice piano. You damaged it.
Piano, yeah.
And then 2, of respect for Frank to tell him you don't clean up the carpet with that.
Yeah, you
It's like,
blot
he
it.
tells
You
them,
don't
like, no,
scrub
no.
it, you blot it.
Yeah, you don't scrap it, you dab it, but you got to get what it's like white vinegar or something, didn't he? He said no.
Club
I do
soda.
like
So
that,
there's
though.
a
Club
whole
soda.
episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm about blotting, not dabbing, not scrubbing, and using club soda. And this scene, I think this scene took off of that
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was like the first season of Curb Your Enthusiasm where he's running around with club soda because he's just a fanatic and he's trying to clean cranberry juice out of a white carpet, not blood.
Mm.
But boy, that sounded a lot like that Curb Your Enthusiasm scene.
But it just shows, like, Frank's is it mentality or is it a bit of a psychopath, really? Because he's like
Obsessive,
just beat the crap out of it,
compulsive,
and then
yeah.
like the stain. Now look at the stain, guys. You're doing it wrong. It's great. So, but,
Don't scrub.
and then he gets
Don't scrub.
everybody out. So he kicks them. Yeah, he bet. Yeah, it's except for the people, you clean it up, and yeah, it's But now Huey's being told because the guy who did it he's driver, isn't he? You got to get rid of him. But he doesn't really. But then we get the actor. What's the actor's name?
Armando Sante.
Yeah. He's always plays the baddie. He was the baddie in Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, not the good one. He's the the bad version of Judge Dredd. But yeah,
he played
always
John
the
Gotti
baddie.
in the
It's all right.
TV movie Gotti.
But yeah, again, it needs. I always think this bit needed more development because he seems like, would Frank get invited to the table? Probably not, because unless he's given him money, what would be the point? Because on this, they're like, I like the scene, but there's not a deliverance to the scene, to the whole movie. So it's a bit of a shame because they're talking shop without talking shop, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a good scenes, but it doesn't develop anything. It's just two actors acting really well because the dialogue sounds good, but does it fit into the next one? No. And that's the thing, like this scenes, because you don't have the developments with the other families, and when you're guessing you would call it, and then Frank's custody battles just aren't needed. It's like that. So yeah, it's good but not good. That's it. But yeah, I love that, the old lever. What is the side bit? Because I get the lever on the shot on the there. What is the point of that?
Color blocking. I don't know. I like it. I like
okay.
it. It's a good look.
There we go. But on this, do they finally now? They don't know about Frank, do they? They're not yet.
No, not until the boxing match. Not until the Muhammad Ali
Oh,
Joe
yes,
Louis.
Yeah, this is where
coming
they're
up now.
about to
Yeah.
find out
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got a little surprise for him, but yeah, he goes to the thing with, please everybody buy. If Jay's wife is listening, please buy him that kind of outfit.
I can pull it off, maybe. It is one thing. I do love 70s fashion. It is phenomenal to look at.
That hat and that jacket, literally, that'd be like epic. But yeah, all the other guys are like, how did he get to the front? It's because he's been spending time with all the sports and the singers, hasn't he? So they're like that. But yeah.
And if he weren't wearing that, he would have gone completely unnoticed. Just completely unnoticed. And you can even tell when she gave that to him, he's like, oh, well, thank you. Like not a real enthusiastic. Thank you.
So yeah, Ricky is everybody's talking to him. They're taking the mickey. You gonna take your hat off? Are you gonna take that off so we can see? And he's like messing around, but they take the photos of him, and now they know, well, who is this player?
I've always wondered with this movie if that was something that was a legitimate thing that Frank Lucas thought, or if that was something that was pulled from prior mob movies. Because in Goodfellas, they do a similar thing after a big heist where Robert De Niro's character, Jimmy Conway, tells everybody to not go buy something expensive. Like, don't spend the money right away. Don't do anything flashy. Don't do anything stupid. So I've always wondered if that's like an actual, was it a Frank Lucas thing? Was it just a general kind of thing that was known amongst gangsters of that time, or was it just something Hollywood kind of put in for gangsters of that time? I've always wondered if that was actually a real thing he lived by, or because you see the Cuba Gooding character. A lot of these people all dressed flashy and fancy at the time, because even Bumpy was very well dressed, and it wasn't as flashy as this, chinchilla hat and jacket, but it was still flashy dress and very nice, proper dress and suits with the scarf and all that. So I always wondered if that was something they pulled from Goodfellas, or if that was just kind of a Hollywood trope for these mob movies or crime movies.
Probably is, because even like in Godfather 2, when you see the boss in the white, he going down, doesn't he? He's like really suave. Everybody knows him. He's in his white suit, kind of like that. Everybody knows me. Like that. I'm guessing it's different times, isn't it? I'm guessing it's just a trope, maybe. Like I want to be known, or you know what, I'm the boss, but nobody's ever going to know about him. But I wonder if that was actually true about Frank, or like that, because. Yeah, would he have just be, in Harlem he's very much known, but in the
you
grand
may
scheme of
see a
things, he wasn't.
photo when we get toward the end.
There we go. Dum dum dum. Yeah, but now they're
We'll
like,
find out.
This seems to be the main man. They're going to take a quick deep look at him. It's like, because everybody knows him. But now this is like, again, it's a bit obscure because you've got the mafia there and all that. They've indicated why, because he's sitting there, that he's the main drug guy. He must be him. It must be him.
But they've never heard of him before, so they're really
like
they're doubting. They're like, no, he's a nobody. Who's he?
Yeah, that's it. But we get later is like the guy like know what black man has ever done outside whatever mafia has done for 100 years, has like outdone the mafia or something, doesn't he? That's it. But yeah, we get the wedding. And then that's it. And then what's his name? Josh Brolin's character,
Trupo.
Trupo. That's it. He pulls him over, and he's like, "Yeah, you're big now, but you forgot about us." Yeah, so he's like that. And was it $10,000 every week at this location?
At the first of the month at this location.
Yeah, first of the month. That's it. Yeah, and so like that, and he's like, "Yeah, bit pissed off. You just stopped me on my going to my honeymoon." And he's like that. So he is, and again, it's Frank not really talking, and it's just again Brolin, I think, steals that scene. And then we get she's a bit pissed off. She's like, "Well, you're married into it now," like that. But he's more annoyed, and he's gonna try and get what's possibly gonna happen, but yeah, it doesn't really. So we get again, we get more of the investigation work. Like it's again, well, mostly it's just putting the photos on the board to try and get a network of everybody together to find out what's actually going on, is what they're doing, and find out really. Well, Frank's got who is Frank? And that's really that's what they're after, aren't they? At this point, is like, we know he's doing something, we don't know, but we know he's in the drugs. We don't know how he's getting the drugs. Let's get through it. So we get that. Things good table. Something another things. Go on.
Thanksgiving Day parade, and look at that television there. Now that definitely looks like one that my parents had with the big dial up top was the VHF channels, like 5 local channels, and then at the bottom it was like 3 or 4 UHF, which was like our public television station.
I would love a kid now. It's like that. Where's the remote? There isn't one. You got to get up.
You got to get up. Turn the
or you got to sit 2 inches away from it, like I used to. So you were always right there.
I still remember going. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I remember going with my grandparents. Like you sit really close because it wasn't dials, but they had the buttons.
The buttons.
Click, click. Yeah, like, which one do you want? You're like, nothing's there. It's like, oh my god, it's like brilliant. But
I do have not one of those, more like the ones you're talking about, Stasis, with the buttons like that. I do actually currently have one of those, a big version of it in my basement. I got it from when my grandparents passed away.
Oh,
we were kind of divvying up things, of like, yeah, it still works.
Oh my god, it still works. Oh, that's
yep, I still have it. It's kind of tucked away right now, but eventually I want to set it up with some old retro video game consoles so you can play them
that's
on
gotta
the
be
old
done.
CRT
Oh my
style
God.
so they look like they're supposed to.
They can actually fit the newer stuff, can't you?
Mhm.
So you
Yep.
can, like,
So
it
Jay,
looks like it, but
promise
oh my God, you got to do it.
if you do
That's
that
a
when you
live
live stream, you'll
Yeah.
set up a camera
That would be pretty cool.
like the old DSP style and video the television
Mhm.
as you're playing the game, because I think that'll make the retro games
would
just
look really cool.
awesome.
Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
That would be so
There is, I
awesome.
mean, there is something to playing those retro games on the original hardware, or on the original hardware of the consoles, but also on old CRT TVs, because those games were designed to fit that technology. So when you play, like when you use HDMI converters and stuff like that, it still looks fine, but the games don't quite look like they used to because they were intended for, different screens. So if you get the chance to have a CRT TV and it's not completely in your way in your house, because those things are massive and they weigh a ton, and even the ones that weren't the floor units like I have, the ones that were just, to be in entertainment centers and things like that, even those still weigh a ton and they're massive and they take up space. So if you do have the space for one, it is cool to have one for those retro consoles.
Oh my God. And everybody's like, how big were your TVs? Less than 20 inches. But they were meaty.
Oh yeah, the screen's not that big. The box it comes in
the
is
back,
massive.
Yeah. It's like that. I love it. Like, you got this massive
The
thing
tubes, all those
Oh my
tubes
God.
that would hum. They would.
Yep.
Mm,
You
Yeah.
get that light bit of electricity that comes off the screen that if you put your hand near it, you can feel the static.
Oh, for sure. The
Oh,
little
Yep.
shocky.
Yep.
Yes.
If you held
I was-
scissors or a piece of metal too close to it, it could distort the picture and mess with the screen and all that. Yeah,
I
that
always
was,
used to hated like picking them things up. You're like, they weigh a ton. You can't understand, like kids now, like the plasma screens or whatever they are now. Like even the big ones, they don't weigh as much as like them little TVs. Just like, what is this? Like,
But the one that I have actually has little. They're crappy, and I don't know how they've survived this long. But it has little wheels on the bottom to make it easier for you to push it around because it's so big.
Oh, you got to show us a picture. That is great.
Yeah, I'll have to next time I kind of dig through the area that it is. I'll send you guys a picture. You'll appreciate it. It's the old brown wood look. It's a beautiful, beautiful floor TV like that. But I can't wait till I can get it actually set up and one day show the little one how I used to play video games. He'll be his mind will be after he's probably playing on a Nintendo Switch too. He'll be mind blown to see that I played on this big giant TV with a N64 and all that.
Oh. We're going to do it so it gets a Commodore 64 and go, wait 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. But yeah, we go Broland's character now. He's been given a turkey. So he gets it in his door and he looks up and he's Mustang gets blown up. That's it. Yeah. So whilst everybody's having their things, but yeah, it's not good life for everyone. So they kind of skip this is how bad the drugs were. They kind of get. I think this is the only death from it we get on that. So
it's the only real view of it we see, like the effect. Because this is the thing with these types of movies, especially when it goes with the casting. When you cast somebody like Denzel in this role, the audience. I feel like it's designed for the audience to kind of root for the bad guy in ways that if you heard these stories in the news, you typically wouldn't. So you're kind of in a way like there's movies like this and Goodfellas and a lot of these crime ones where the law enforcement almost, and granted in this one, there's a lot of dirty cops and all that, but in general, even the Russell Crowe character, it almost comes off in a way where you're rooting for Denzel's character in the story more than you are the cops actually busting him. And I think that's always an interesting thing with these crime movies, that they do kind of feel that way when you watch them. So one of the things I like about them including that scene specifically where they do it too is because you're right. They don't talk about the effects of what, Frank Lucas is doing in the drugs and all that. They don't talk about the negative effects it has on society too much. They do it a little bit towards the end when they're going over the kind of the case and the law side of it. But to this point, you're really not, you're just kind of seeing the glitz and glamour of, what his field of work provides him with, like with the boxing match and all that. You're seeing the glitz and glamour of it. You're seeing kind of the ruthless nature of him versus the other people in that field, Idris Elba's character and all that, and kind of his conversations with the Italian mob guys. You're seeing the business side of it. You're seeing the cop side of it. But what gets lost in the middle of it is the effect that it has on society that pushing these drugs does. And I do kind of like that they chose to put it in there. This nice Thanksgiving scene where you're seeing his family celebrating Thanksgiving. Again, you're seeing his combative nature with the cops, with Chupo and all that. You see Russell Crowe's lack of a family and making a small little turkey sandwich for himself with chips. And then it just randomly shows you this look at like, oh, by the way, this is like, other people's Thanksgivings who are affected by the stuff that this guy does and the stuff that this guy pushes in his criminal enterprise. So it was a really good spot for it. I just kind of wish there was maybe a little bit more of it, and seeing like for somebody who's claiming to have Harlem's back and to be trying to do good things for the city and service them in some way, the same way it wasn't Bubsy, Bumpy did. Seeing that side of it is like, well, yeah, like you're taking care of your own, but you're also forgetting that you're doing so much harm to so many other people. And they talk about that later, all the lives taken from the drugs and all that. So it was a good little kind of flash because it kind of catches you abrupt too, because the scenery is nice in terms of that nice Thanksgiving setting. And then you've got a slightly more somber Thanksgiving setting with Russell Crowe's character and his lonely life. But then, yeah, it's just a nice quick flash reminder of like, and oh yeah, like this might be Thanksgiving and holidays for some, but others are, OD'd. I mean, the scene with the mother and the baby, that's just a tough one because unfortunately that's probably something that happens way too often. So I like that they put it in there. It just felt random in the sense I think it wanted to, because it kind of wanted to give you a little bit of like a shock look at that side of things because you're not expecting it. But it felt random. The part where it feels random in a bad way is that there wasn't enough of it. I wish you kind of did see a little bit more of the negative effects of his trade, because yeah, you do kind of feel it is, again, one of those movies where you almost feel like you're rooting for him in a weird way where you shouldn't be because, it's a criminal.
That's it. Even like all the cousins and brothers all accepted because they're making money, but there'd be one of them like could have just said, do you think we're doing what we're doing right? And then just get that point of view, like we're doing drugs, we're like destroying our own kind, whatever. Just something like that. It's we're downtrodden anyway. We're like Americans. The time it is with America's against us. Like that with everything. Like they come from North Carolina. It could have just said something like "you're as bad as them," or something like that. It's just it just doesn't make sense, especially like as I've said previously. Like every other one, you kind of get out. Don't give your drugs into the white neighborhoods. Kind of, you don't get that, do you? So yeah, except for like you get the only time you ever see a white person doing the drugs is when his partner dies. Ricky is taking it, and then in Thailand, that's the only time. So stateside, it seems to be a bit clean, for Lee, the white man, I suppose you want to call it. But we get now, on this where the baseball player, I'm bored. I don't want to do it anymore. Like that. So he's like that. So, okay. So he's like, we're going to work for you. And then, it's, we get more, a bit back and forth of like that. And, now this is where he's stepping on things. We get, Gooding. Oh my God.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah. Oh my God. He vanished, didn't he? He vanished as an actor. It was like that. When he was in, it's like, oh my God, it's him. Yeah. He did that. What's that of that? The U.S. naval thing when he was a cook, and then he took the machine gun, and then he did the other one.
Oh God, the Pearl Harbor was horrendous. Yes, no.
Yeah, and then he did
the one where he was a diver, though.
Yes, lost the legs.
He did Radio. Radio was a good movie with Ed Harris. That was it's a sports film.
Jerry Maguire, of course. He was Jerry Maguire.
Yep. Radio was I want to say like 2004 sports film, a true story too. It's a good movie.
Like 98 to probably 2005. He was literally like he was hot, and now like this, he's got a bit part. Then he's just gone. Didn't he? He just went gone.
He's got a film every single year. It's just stuff that went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So 2026 Atlas King, I don't know what that was. No 2025 idea. Dog Patrol, 2025 Quantum Supremacy, 2024,
Yeah,
The
these
Firing
sound like
Squad.
paychecks.
Yeah.
These are
They
all,
do.
yeah, and they're all very low
Hallmark
rated, like a
movies, yeah.
3-star movie and a 2-star
The
movie.
last thing of
Jeez.
recognition, or at least good review that I can remember him being in, I think was the O.J. Simpson series. Was that what it was?
Oh,
yes,
American
yes,
Crime
they did that.
Story. Yep.
Yes,
He
that
was
that
OJ.
I think he was OJ in that. I never watched it, but I remember because I remember Ross from Friends played, I think, the Kardashian. God,
Oh, he played
what is the
Robert
Kardashians?
Kardashian.
Yes, I
Robert
couldn't think of his name. The
Kardashian.
lawyer.
Yeah.
I believe and I remember thinking both
Yes,
of them,
it
like, oh
did,
wow,
yeah.
these guys are kind of getting a fairly decent reviewed show for late in their careers where they haven't been in much.
What did he
But God,
play? He
even
played-
that must have been
I'm going to
over 10 years
really
ago by now.
My really polite language here, because he is things, but he plays this very special wannabe American football. Like he's on the side, and then he becomes like they play him in American football.
Cuba Gooding
Bit of
Jr.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, so that's
radio.
radio. Yeah, that's radio.
That's
So what
radio.
it is it's a
Radio.
guy
Oh,
who's
when he-
got obviously he's got a lot of challenges in
Yeah.
life, and
Yeah, the best way.
I don't know what the proper terms are these days, but he's a challenge. He's got a lot of challenges and a lot of things that he's got to deal with in life.
Strange movie. It's good,
And
but
it's good. It's really heartfelt. It's
Yeah.
a true story. It's a guy who essentially was just like a big fan of the local football team, and he kind of hung around the field during the high school football team, and he hung around the field during practices and stuff. And eventually he grew a bond with the coach of the team, and the coach brought him on as like an equipment manager. And and it's there's kind of some unfair things that the players do to him, kind of pranks and stuff that are cruel, and the coach just always has his back and really gets him out of his shell, and he's able to become a huge part of the community up to the point where he passed away. He was a huge he continued that. I want to say that movie took place in like the late 70s maybe, and that he continued all the way to the movie's release, I think, as part of being part of that team and the equipment manager and all that. So he made a huge impact in that community. It's a really, really nice story. If you give it the chance, watch Radio. It's a really nice little family-friendly, heartfelt movie that's got some tough emotion to it too at points.
There you go. What other movie does an equipment manager get bullied by the players? Well, maybe not a manager, but kind of like
Waterboy, right?
No.
Yeah, Waterboy
he's
would be
more
one.
Sandy's want to say it. I'm going to see it's one of Sandy's.
Isn't Rudy? Was it
Rudy is not one of my
No,
favorite
no,
films.
no,
I hate Rudy.
I've never even seen it.
You'll
I've
have
never
to
been
do
much interested.
He's a teenager in it, and he would be the best American footballer in the world ever. And he gets bullied by the things.
Who?
It's
What?
really oh my god, this is going to be so vague. It's in the movie, and you really like it.
I don't know.
Superman the movie.
Oh my gosh, you're
Why
right.
don't I remember
in
him being an
Smallville,
equipment
he's the
manager?
equipment manager in
Oh,
Smallville.
I don't even remember it.
Yeah, he
tossing
doesn't
their
play the
dirty
football.
towels at him. Yep, Clark
Yeah,
Kent.
and then
And his father
Clark Kent.
says, Pa Kent says, you can't play
no,
football.
play. And
But
then,
I could
that's
beat
it,
them,
after
Pa.
kicks, Then
I can run faster than them, Pa. And he says, but you can't.
yeah, because it's just before the heart attack scene. Because
That's
it's
right.
literally they do
Yep.
that, and then he goes. They
Tells him he
all his friends go. Let's get in the car, go, and then he does the really running terrible CGI running past the train. But
But what a great film. Oh
yeah,
my
and
God,
then
what a
after
great
that,
film.
then you get the death scene, and it's just like impactful. Yeah, great. There you go. A little vague, but good.
No,
movie.
you're right. You're right. I was thinking athletic. I wasn't thinking superhero.
There you go.
Wow.
Superman. Yeah, Superman. There you go. But this we get. He makes the trademark thing, doesn't it? And then he goes, you have to call it, he's going to call it red magic, isn't it? So he's been
He's like,
selling
I
it,
don't care
but
what you
he's been
call it. It's
kinda-
not blue magic. You don't call
Yeah.
whatever Pepsi. Like,
yeah.
that's right.
He's like,
Right.
I like it. And he goes, I'll be like, what are you talking about? Like, he's going like, what? What are you talking about?
But he's
like,
approaching it as a businessman. That's what he's
Yeah.
been doing from
No.
day one. This is a business.
It's good though. But yeah, it's again, but he knows. Well, you're the boss, but yeah, but they must again. He's selling it, he's buying it off him, but he's diluting it. So they but yeah, he's still. You can dilute it. You can't call it what he was, but you're still giving me the money.
Yeah,
So
do
it's like that,
whatever
so-
you want with your product. Just don't call
Yeah.
it the same as mine.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, then the shakedown is because of Brolin's character got his thing, so it's like they find in the back, and even what Huey's like, oh shit, I got it in the back. It's in the boot. I'm really, really sorry. And he's like, don't worry about it. We'll sort it out. And then it's like,
I'm sure there was an order. Don't ever drive me around with drugs or guns in the car.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was an order that was clear. By the way, you saw in the prior shot, you saw a very clear picture of the actor Robert Finaro, who is Eugene Pontecorva in The Sopranos, and he looked well. Obviously, this was 2007. I was going to say he looks very much the same, but it was probably around the same time he was shooting The Sopranos.
And Josh Brolin's tie does look a little bit bigger in this. In that shot there, I do think they finally got the 70s tie a little bit closer to proper size.
And the 70s leather jacket.
The brown leather jacket. Yeah, what was up with the brown leather jackets of that era?
Leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 90s, I felt like it switched to black leather jackets. It's very odd. I don't know which one I like more. I think I kind of like the brown ones a little bit better, honestly. It's got a little bit better look to it.
You need a mix. You need to mix it up.
I think the black leather jackets just make me think of the Matrix too much for the 90s.
Yes.
Yeah. And after that, the Crowe, wasn't it? Everybody.
Yeah, Blade, the kind of long duster jacket.
Yeah. But on this one, we get like I love that car. He goes, and he threatens him. He goes, and I like her, but Frank, he's like, yeah, but next I'll blow up your house.
Next time
with your family in it. There you go. Just gonna let you know. But yeah, don't get. Oh, we missed out on the thing. But I like how he gets back, and then Huey is like that very quickly. He's like, I'm sorry. And he's a bosh.
Yeah, he taught him a lesson, boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never do it again. I don't care who you are. But yeah, it's on this. It's we got somebody, Frank, and that like he's it's not believing because the black guy's never going to do it like that. That's what he's kind of. That's what they keep referring to all the cops, don't they? Like, no, don't be silly. But this is where, he gets called in by his friend, of like, a little, what is it? Where is it? Aspens or something like that, isn't it? Like
Aspen like or some ski area.
Oh, look at this! Isn't it really nice? Yeah, like there's I saw Burt Reynolds. We went there, and then it's like the drop of, it's yours. You just got to leave Frank alone. That's it. Really drop it like that. He goes, and he's like, what? I'm guessing he's put back. It's his first time. His friend is, from the hires up have said that, you got to stop. And this is where, as we know, Richie is very straight and narrow. It's gonna make you dig harder, isn't it? You're like, you're gonna give me a house, like a little villa or whatever. And for the first time you've ever. Because I think there's the only time he plays it off with the microwave, doesn't he? And like, ooh,
how's it work?
Yeah, he changes
Moving
the molecules. There you go. Again, he could have like millions and have that as well. So yeah.
And this is the first time Richie realizes that Frank, because he thinks there's a guy above Frank that he should be going after. And this is when he realizes, like, oh no, Frank is the target here.
Yeah, but this is where the mafia. But this is again like the mafia has stepped in here to kind of go. You got to bribe him to keep him alone. So they're getting a slice. They are getting a slice, but it's never mentioned. Otherwise, like you allude.
Well, did we pass the scene where he has that meeting at the mansion?
No,
or does that not come up yet?
Because
that's when I feel like they established the partnership where it's like, okay, I'll give you guys.
But it is, but it isn't. That's what I'm saying. They're doing.
Yes, it does feel out of sequence here.
There's nothing out. There's no agreement there. I'm saying, like in that whole scene, they're like, there's mutual respect, but there's no. They're doing good dialogue without agreeing what's going to happen now because you're coming near our league. It's like so it's a bit, but this is where Frankie's like, well. I've got, and even this one, if I report it, you're in the shit. If I don't report it, I'm in the shit. So it's like, he's rocking a hard place because he likes his friend, but it's going off. But now, it's we're after only one person now, and Frank, and then we go back. The the last, I'm guessing, custody case where.
Yeah, this was the last part of it. And this was the only part I felt was necessary. This was the scene I liked with her dialogue here, kind of painting the picture of like, you're not the good, honest guy you think you are. Just because you do one good, I think she says something similar to the one honest thing you do is so that you can be dishonest everywhere else in your life. I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting bit of dialogue. I think it paints a better picture of who, you know, Richie was as a person. Or again, in this movie, I don't know how true this is to who he was as a person, but at least as the character in this movie.
Yeah, and of course he's getting deeper in, and of course, at least he realizes, like maybe last minute, and he's like, sorry, Judge, I wasted the court's time. But yeah, he kind of like after she says it, and it's like home truth, and he's like, who's got think about the kid, and he's just like, I'm done, that's it. So he's like walks off, and after that they're trying to do the custody thing, he just the realization, you're right, I'm not good, I'm off. So.
Was she?
Holy, could this be now classed as a Christmas movie? That was Christmas.
Yeah, there is a Christmas scene. That woman there, I can't remember her name. I know her name's Carla something. She's in a lot of things. Was she in Night at the Museum?
Oh my gosh,
isn't she the love interest of Ben Stiller
Carla
in that movie?
Yes, it is. That is a good call.
So that's number 2 for her.
That's there you go. That is a mind fortress. That came out of that.
Yeah, she's just one of those actresses who I feel like is in a lot of stuff. I actually really like her, and I always forget how to say her last name. I know her first name's Carla. Gugino, is that what it was, Sandy? Is that what you said?
Gugino.
Gugino
or Gugino. She was also in Sin City.
Yeah, she's really good. I feel like she's always in a lot of things, in small roles, but in a lot of things. I've always liked her.
Was she in Sin City, one of the prostitutes?
She is Lucille. I don't know if that's a prostitute.
It's been ages since I've seen Sin City. I don't even really remember it.
I think all the women were, though. I think they mostly.
I think, yeah. Well, and she had some television parts, too, on Chicago Hope. And Entourage. She played someone on Entourage for 12 episodes, so that's
right.
Pretty substantial.
She was an Entourage. Yeah, she's been in a lot.
She was in Man of Steel, but she was only the voice of someone in Man of Steel. And a couple of others. The Haunting of Hill House, 10 episodes there. So yeah, she definitely has a very distinctive face, very for me, an ethnically Italian face for sure.
Yeah.
Look to her.
The kitchen table TV.
That's one of those TVs I don't like the look of. When we start to get into like the science-y, fiction-y, minimalist, I don't like that look.
But,
the mid-70s.
Is that him again?
Yep, this is him again. Yep.
There is. So every episode is on. Yeah,
every few scenes he pops up for like 10 seconds and then he's gone.
Yeah. Like, bye.
This was a nice scene. They exchanged gifts. He said, "I love you." She said, "I love you." Very nice scene.
But yeah, it's trying to give the presence of life. It would be good to like their dynamic was a bit missed, but yeah, they're off to the. I don't know where it goes to. Like what is like a takeaway.
I think they were going out to like a restaurant or something, and then Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character is like outside of it, doing like a Santa Claus giveaway thing. So they decide to not go there, and
it was his own club.
Well, yeah, because I remember them saying, he says like, "Do you want to go around the back?" And he's like, "No, I'm not sneaking into my own place. Like, let's just go somewhere else." And then they end up here.
Go get pizza or something, and then they're so like, go and get the keys, and it's like as he goes back, a drive by. But again, who could it have been? But they don't know. But he quickly, after getting everybody together, we're going to find out, and we're going to do the business. Let's call that. He goes back to what's his name, the main guy, doesn't he? In a minute, but we get Brolin. Then I can't even forget his name. What is it?
Trupo.
Trupo. Yeah. What you doing? Yeah. You're. Yeah, I think he even says that I'm special. Who are you? And like I like Richie's like I'm. You can look at it. You can try and shake me down. I'm not answering a single question because he knows he's dirty. So like they have the authority, but I'm not telling you a thing. Well, you know what we're doing, but this is back to the Mafia game. I love that. He goes, even him is like, is it your guys? We don't know yet. In other words, it could have been. He's like, who did you piss off? He's like that. So,
wait a minute. I think we did miss the scene. How did we miss the scene of it? Because this is after.
Yeah, we did see it. Yeah.
Oh, did it? God, did I? I might have been when my dog was barking and my mic was muted. I might not have been paying enough attention.
No.
I'm like, I swear.
This is the second bit.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say, because this is where he says, you were supposed to give me ease of mind, and I don't feel very eased right now.
Yeah, he's so I said, but he played Judge Dredd's in.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. I do remember hearing that. I think that was when I was muted because the dog was barking. I do remember hearing you guys say that. Yes. Okay.
But this is again. But it's good scenes between these two. It just was it needed? Yeah, but no, because like what gets developed from it, the only bit he's there is like he's pulled him in to say, somebody tried to kill my wife. Who was it? Was it you lot? Don't know yet. But we don't know. There's no bad blood between anybody at the moment, except for what you could say, Cuban. Oh my god, I keep saying
Cuba Gooding Jr.
God, I can say that 5 times. It's very funny.
You just call him Cuba. Leave it at that.
Cuba. Yeah. That's the only bad blood we've seen, really, isn't it? So it indicates to that. But yeah, it's he's called him in to do it. But now, what we got? The end of the television comes on as the we're pulling out of Vietnam.
End of the war.
Like the first end of the war. So that was what was the last? So that'd be
73
officially 70. Yes, 74. The end was official.
War. Oh God. Okay, I was wrong. April
79.
April 75 was the fall of Saigon. But the peace accord was actually January of 73. So technically the war is 69 to 73, and then everything fell apart in 75.
But you had special, what they called it? What do they call them? American, not combatants, it's like advisors, didn't they? And they stayed there for years until like the 80s, and that's it. So yeah. But I'm guessing the main forces would have gone. That's it. Bit of Thailand, we've already stayed around for a little bit. So you're looking, this probably is, So so this is 73 ceasefire, 74. So maybe he stopped 75. He's got
everything's out by 75.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like called it up. What's going on? Yeah, we're done.
Hurry up! Go.
It's like that.
Ugly. There you go.
I thought the blurry, but he's like, no, you're not getting it out, and he's like, I'm coming over. What? I'm going over. That's it. So yeah, he's off to Thailand to sort out the drugs. But they're closing down. They've got he's the ex baseball one, so he's been caught with things. So he's like, give us the names. I want, let's fill the gaps. So yeah, lucky enough they got him.
And this recording device they slap on him is huge. It's not like in The Sopranos they got this little tiny thing that they tape to you. This is a great big machine that they've got slapped to him. That they're gonna have him, wear a wire as it is. Not a wire, it's a box that he's wearing.
Again, Frank's gone out there to, what are you going to do? Don't worry, I'll sort it out. And he's like confident, isn't he? Yeah, don't worry, we can still do business, we can still sort it out, don't worry about it. It's just a temporary glitch. And he's like, well, yeah, but like the other guy's like, yeah, but war makes the money. Like that. So yeah. So they're all getting out, but they've got their one last run. So it's like, I think he brings in this is 200, 300, isn't it now? I think he goes.
Yeah, definitely more than 100. It was 200 or 300.
And then of course he got the tap, and then it's Kilo Alpha. Can't remember the numbers.
370.
What could that be?
KA 370.
Yeah, and they think it isn't a number plate. What could it be? And it's like, what about if it's a towel? number of towels. So they, figure everything out and get the military one. I don't know how they would have got a military towel number. I must say that, unless,
Well, they're working with the
Get a f-
government. Remember, they're working with Washington, so they're going to get it.
Would they?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to get it.
But this is, and then they get a warrant to it, and
And this is supposed to be Dover. That's definitely supposed to be Dover Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
In Delaware, which is probably 2.5, 3 hours from New York.
Every time anybody says Delaware, it always reminds me of Wayne's World when they sold out. We're in Delaware. But so they got the warrants are coming in, and it's halt everything, and then this is where the plane is clean, but he thinks now it's in the coffins. It's open it all up whilst Trupo is harassing the wife now because want to know where the money is. He's done. He is done. They've got all the evidence. He knows that. Whilst we got them the flip back between the Air Force Base, them trying to find any little bit, and they keep coming up short. So nothing's actually found. Then this is where they get the coffins, and it's again short. Nothing's in there. You would have done a better job searching. I would have thought. Just
I think
saying.
you would have, yeah. Well,
Dogs.
that's okay. That's what I was gonna ask. Like, I don't know when it became a thing. When obviously there's no scanners because today the airport scanners actually can pick up different illegal substances. But wouldn't there be a dog? Like, wouldn't they be able to sniff it? That's what I was asking myself the same thing.
And also because I'm gonna spoiler guys before we get to it is the drugs are in the top there, and you're telling me none of them went. This is heavy.
Like it's a false top or a false bottom. Yeah.
It's like, that feels a bit heavy, and it would it's not be packed that well, but okay. I'll leave it as it is. Leave that as it is. But it's he gets a bit pissed. They all get pissed off. You can't do this. I'm not giving you authorization. Don't care. I got a warrant. And then it's back of still not finding anything. Everybody gets figured. But of course you're gonna get a bollocking if you went there and you opened up somebody especially military personnel coming back home being repatronized.
Oh, for sure.
Patronized. You're gonna get a absolute real bad. And this guy's like, I definitely know it's him. I know it's Frank. This guy would have ripped you a new one. You've lost your job. You went there and you found nothing, and look what you did. And now the newspapers know. You're gonna. It's gonna be tearing you a new one. Kind of gets away, but he's now again following the same thing. Same's coming back. Again trying to make everybody's right, but you can't. This bit is you're starting the downward spiral, not of his what's we call it, the business entity or whatever. It's just everybody's closing in on you. You're not as clever as you thought. That's it. But this is where we got then Frank. Sorry, not Frank. Richie and his lot are looking at again. Why would you come into he gets done not just because they're doing this, but they pack it into a marked vehicle. Why not just a plain vehicle? He's that's why they get triggered. Where that's come from, and then one of the people that he knows is there. Different livery people. I don't know. It's just a bit of luck. I thought, but they follow the drugs to somewhere in Harlem, don't they? Where they're cutting it. He's like, I need a warrant, and I need it now. They're all in there. So it's whilst Richie every Sunday always takes his mums to church. So that they're over their church time whilst they're waiting for the warrant to get this place. And I do storming it. And it's just storming for the drugs, and then like we've got civilians, kids in the way. And I like this bit. It's like no hold back, and like it's like when the guy who's like no, like pretends to be the drug addict to get there, and he's like yeah, this guy he's like yeah, 3, 2, 1, boom. It's like that, just like that. You get him right in the face. I think it's a good little raid scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. And then of course we get Huey's the main guy there. They do a dash out to get him as well. A lot of deaths, but then he gets done, and then it's a end of the service, and Frank, I'm guessing, leaves first.
I was going to say he got there awfully fast. I mean, unless that's a 3-hour service. But...
coincidental for a theatrical arrest.
And look, the streets are wet again. The streets are always wet in this film. I think it makes the streets look nicer. But yeah,
it does. There. In fairness, it does tend to make it look cleaner, even to this day when I walk into the city on a morning going to work. As if it's a wet morning, the sidewalks, the street, it just looks a little bit cleaner.
It looks nicer.
Maybe that's the thought behind it.
Yeah, but he's waiting, and they put the mum and back, and it's like he's done. So he's like and then they start to, whilst they're doing that, they're arresting all the lieutenants and all that to get the things back, and then
the most unbelievable part of this entire film,
this bit,
regardless of the fact that he just passed the bar exam, you would not be a prosecutor on a major case.
Not if you're the lead.
Well, especially the one you made an arrest on. Yeah, especially not the one you investigated.
You're a witness. You cannot be even an assistant attorney. You're not going to do the opening statement until you've been an attorney for several years. This is one of the most unbelievable parts of this film. There's no way in heck that this could happen, and it didn't happen.
No. But it's supposed to show him he gets his voice back, doesn't he? Like that, he stumbles, but then he does it until he interviews Frank by himself, kicks out everybody else. They have a thing about, was it true about the million that you let go? And he goes, "You wearing a wire? No. Would you like another million?" Kind of like that. And he's no. But then, it's to the point is give up everybody, tell us everything. And he's like, the only way I can do it is I'm going to give up all the cops that have let him down, doesn't he? So he's I'm guessing there's more to it in real life, but in this scene is Frank agrees to literally not go to jail. Well, not to have so much time in jail.
But he's going to still go for 15 years versus a lifetime times 5.
Well, 70 years. He gets 70 years, doesn't he? So, he outs every single cop. Let's get through because the conversation. He will put full faces to everybody. So they gave him, who's that? So they're trying to get now every corrupt cop. Now, I'm sure if this was cool, because he's narcotics, wouldn't they get now internal affairs involved? I would have thought. I'm guessing internal affairs.
This is all confusing because he's an attorney now, and it's a different role, and you would have you would have to have an investigator in there because, like, it's a conflict now. He's not. You can either be the attorney or you can be the investigator, and you can't be both. And he's acting as both right now. Also. Would Frank Lewis have said, I don't need my attorney here? I doubt it. Like, I doubt it. Right? You don't talk
not if you're making that kind of big deal. Like,
no.
You're gonna have one.
You've got to have an attorney there.
Like, guaranteed. I'm going to be prosecuted, but I want to, it's guaranteed it's going to be down. But, this is where everybody gets, all the people that we're seeing. Again, there's too many characters because a lot of them think, except for Brolin's character, that you can't remember because... he's the only one with the steals the show, I suppose you want it when he's on scene, drinking his drink, and then he goes outside, and
and
no
ends
more.
It.
No more self deletes. There you go. But it's Frank putting everything into things. But there you go, and then it quickly goes into let's go out for a drink or whatever. But yeah, we find out he gets 70 years for the distribution of narcotics, but then he only serves 15. It gets reduced to
Serves
15.
15, but in
Yeah.
I guess they claim it's a little bit more of a cushy jail than he would have probably been sent to. Yeah, had he not cooperated.
And then he quits being a prosecutor and becomes the defense attorney. And who does he become the defense attorney for? Frank.
Strikes up a friendship with Frank. Yep.
So his first client is Frank. So maybe he did take the money that nobody ever found, because he does say that he found he seized all your accounts.
No, he didn't.
But yeah, and then we get the end scene of he gets let out in 94, 95, wasn't it, or something?
91, I thought.
No, was it 90s?
I could be wrong.
Yeah, and then it's we're going get that coffee that we always promised into a town that wasn't known. But this scene is just a kind of they're friends now.
They're friends now.
Yeah, they're friends. So it's different. But it ends with the end capture. But so it's things. But we got pictures now. We got pictures and numbers, Sandy, as always.
Pictures and numbers. So let's go. Let's see which one has the picture. It is the notes file that has the picture. So let me go to the notes file. And this is film. 91. This is film club number 94. I cannot believe that. It's pretty amazing. So as we've discussed, this
sorry,
film.
Sandy, before you actually end, I'm actually going to end the poll. Did you?
Oh, please, end the poll.
So what was the first title of the movie before it being changed to American Gangster? So we had Superfly Returns. Of course, that Return of Superfly. True Blue is at 40%, the winner at the moment. Harlem Kingpin or Blue Magic? What did you vote for, anybody?
I voted for Superfly Returns because I knew the title of the article, but I don't know.
I went for Harlem Kingpin because I thought it sounded cool.
And the winners were the people who picked True Blue.
Really?
Blue. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
And then, it got changed by the director who got assigned before to American Gangster.
I like the name American Gangster.
It's much better.
So the film was released in 2007 based on the New York Magazine article, The Return of Superfly by Mark Jacobson, which was published in 2000. And you can see there a photo of Frank Lucas in that chinchilla. That is him and his wife. So you do know that did actually happen. He did wear that at least on a few occasions, not very frequently. He was frequently, dressed as a businessman. The screenplay was written by Mark Jacobson and Stephen Zalian. That's a good name. Directed by Sir Ridley Scott. We've already talked about all the people who were in this film.
You could have another 20.
I was going to say just a small selection of the very, very large ensemble cast for this production. And this was filmed in New York, New Jersey, and yes, in Thailand. Filming did take place for 5 days in Thailand. Now, how did this film do? Let's see how the box office received the film. This was the year of the threes. I don't know if you remember. I think this was released the same year as Night at the Museum, I think, or one of those. And we looked, it wasn't in the top 5, but we looked at the top 5 and we said, oh, there's a lot of threes. Superman 3, Shrek the Third, then Transformers, then Pirates 3, and then Harry Potter 5. So it was the year of the threes, and American Gangster ranked number 19 in 2007. It was made for a budget of $100 million. That is $165 million today. And it made $269.8 million at the time, which is 444 million. So it made money. It definitely made money. Now, Oscar nominations for I want to talk about Ruby Dee because for me, that woman was on screen for a very short period of time and she stole the show. She is exceptional and flawless, and I absolutely love her and everything. And you can tell what a stage actress she is because she nailed the role of his mom and just, I believed every word. And I was not surprised to see that despite the small screen time, she was nominated for an Oscar for this performance. It also was nominated for an Oscar for art direction, and it had about 5 BAFTA nominations. It didn't win any major awards, but it was, it was talked about in the running for several awards. And as I mentioned, it was ranked 19th for 2007. Now, would you like me to go a little bit into the historic accuracy? Who wants to go first?
Go on.
I'll save.
Go on, no,
I say
go
you
on.
go first. Yeah.
All right.
We got warned. We have a lot of notes, so I want to know.
So let's just start with the story that was in the New Yorker article, about 20 pages long. For me, went into much more detail than the 2 hour and 46-minute film. I got a lot out of this 20-page article. It was a very it was an interview essentially. Mark Jacobs, or actually kind of reminiscing, I suppose, about time that he spent with Frank Lucas. And you've got a couple of layers here because you've got to look at the difference between the article and the film, but you also have to look at the difference between reality and the article because Frank Lucas is a completely unreliable narrator. And of course, he's going to bulk up his story, right? He's going to puff it up. There is no evidence that anyone even remotely resembling Tango ever existed. Did he murder someone that was kind of supposed to be Tango? Who knows? There were so many pieces of the story that weren't true. And of course, some of the more far-fetched parts of the story were true around Frank. Frank, by all accounts in this article, and even the writer says you can't help but like Frank. Mark Jacobson grew to like Frank. He's a charismatic person. Everyone liked Frank. He was a charmer. And that was the sense of the article. What came across in the film, I don't think much of that came across at all. So it was a little jarring at the end that Frank, when he was cooperating with the police, would become friends with Richie, because I don't think you saw enough of that charm that was the basis of what the article portrayed and how he rose, to the top of his game. The article does focus on the fact that this is a teeny tiny slice of Harlem, a teeny tiny slice of New York. It focuses on that corner, 8th and 116th Street, and that is driven home again and again. Frank, there's one part in the film that may be confusing. There's a part in the film where he's taking off a fake beard and a hat because Frank didn't trust a lot of people. He didn't even trust his runners to actually sell the drugs on the corner. Frank would go sell the drugs on the corner, but he would put a disguise on. He would dress a little more modestly to not be recognized. He was not just running the show. He was probably playing several roles in, I'm using air quotes, in the business, because he was doing the selling. He was doing the buying. He was doing everything, but he was also charming everyone to convince them to look the other way. And I felt like that really crucial piece of his character was missing from the film. I also think when we look at the historic accuracy, we have to look at Richie. While yes, there was a Richie Roberts, he was not the sole person. There was at all times a group of several police officers who were working this case, and Richie never felt that it was him in this lead role in real life that Russell Crowe played in the film. So the Richie character is very different and very constructed for the film to make that part of the film interesting. So when I talk about, when I do a rating and I do like, okay, here's the film rating, here's the book rating, and here's the historical accuracy. for the historic accuracy of this film, I give it a C minus. It is based in some form of reality, but I think it misses the important parts. I think there is a film that needs to be made about Frank Lucas. It's not this film. And I'll point out just a few of the elements that I think, contribute to the low-ish rating that I'm going to give this film. We've talked about it a couple of times. There are too many characters. There are too many characters to keep track of. And even if it's not important, your brain always wants to try to figure out, why is this person here? Why are we meeting this individual? Am I confused about whose role where? Just flat out too many characters to keep track of. There's also too many plot lines. For me, the entire Richie divorce saga, probably that's the one I could say, okay, maybe you could keep it, maybe you don't have to keep it. But his, like, the sidetrack of the other women that he's with, the few times you see him sleeping with other women, I think you could cut that out. I think you need to cut the law school out because it makes no sense. Yes, he did become a lawyer, but it makes no sense in the way that they've used it in the film. I think the whole Armand Asante character could be cut out. I think there are these chunks that you can take out. I got confused as to who the good cops were versus the bad cops at one point. It's just too much. And then when it gets to the point of coming to the end game after 2 hours and 10 minutes, now it's going really fast. Like, now I don't understand how they've gotten to where they are in court so quickly. So I think the film was bloated in terms of actors and storylines. And then when it got to what I thought was the most exciting part, I think it ran too fast and it was trying to wrap up really super fast. As I said, I think there is a great story here. I just don't think this film did it. I think it needed to be more focused on Frank's character. That pseudo flamboyance was gone. The charm was almost gone. Yeah, we got the businessman part. I think they did that one really well. I give the film a 5.5. I still recommend it be watched because I think there's a good story in there. I give the article by Mark Jacobson an 8. The article is exceptional. It is crisp. And like I said, in 20 pages, you can get the entire story of Frank Lucas without getting confused, without getting derailed, which I think this film does a bit, probably down to servidly. I'm going to blame him for this, but it's a 5.5 for me.
Well said.
Well said. Well said. That's it. Jay, go on then.
So for me, this is one, I know it came up as a wild card, but this was one I had actually put on the list because it's a movie I've always enjoyed. I remember I still remember to this day the first time I watched it, and I really came out of it thinking, and that was probably around I didn't watch it when it was in theaters. It was probably around 2010 maybe. And I came out of it thinking, like, wow, I really, really like that movie. Such an interesting story. The Frank Lucas story is really interesting. And I did all the research and looking up on it at the time. And then I watched it a few more times after that and still felt the same way about it. But it had been, honestly, so when it came time to put the list together for Film Club, this was one of the ones I threw on it. But it had been at least, I would say, 15 years since I've watched this movie. So this was like a really good refresher of what the movie is for me, especially me seeing it now, at this age versus when I first watched it. And I will say, I think I agree with a lot of Sandy's points on the negatives of the film. And I don't think I noticed them as much when I was a bit younger and I watched it. I do think it is overcrowded with characters and with storylines. I do think you could cut out a lot of stuff in it that doesn't really add much value to the story. And at some points, it even does kind of act as a negative because it just makes the story a bit convoluted and confusing and just unnecessary at times, especially with the Richie stuff. And then there's things that I wish it leaned into a bit more that it didn't. But overall, I do still enjoy it. I still think it's well acted by Denzel, even if he doesn't quite nail the character or the person of Frank Lucas, as it's been described kind of through other accounts of Frank Lucas's life. I think it's like Cindy said, that charisma, that charm, all that kind of stuff. It's definitely not quite there. You just start to see it, like she said, in that end scene is when he's kind of joking around with the cops. That's when you kind of start to see that friendlier side of him. The rest of the movie is very all business all the time, very serious, all business. And I think it works in terms of if you're just telling the story. But I think when you find out a little bit more about what made Frank such a likable person, even though he obviously did bad things, it just creates a bit of disconnect that I kind of wish they had maybe tried to do that version of the person instead. Because I do think Denzel could do that. I mean, Denzel's one of my favorite actors of all time. I think he can do charisma and charm incredibly well. So I do wish we saw a little bit more of that. But overall, I mean, I do like it. I do still think it's a good movie. I think the story is very interesting. I recommend you watch the movie and then do your own kind of research on just looking into the actual, like Sandy said, facts as we know it, because there's a bit of an unreliable narrator in terms of how Frank has told the story of his life from what we can kind of, determine. And that's really just between people's accounts of him, his own accounts of him, and then the side of the law that just, processed everything by fact, as it were. So, it is an interesting story. I do think it's a good movie. I will say this watch made me kind of come down on my original score of it, that I would have thought, the score I had in my mind going into it definitely came down a little bit. So I probably give it about a 6.7. I can't quite give it a 7, and I don't want to sit on a 6.5 because I do think Denzel does a really good job in it, and I do like a lot of the movie. It's just, I think going into it, and when I put on the list, I had it at about a solid 7. And this watch definitely brought it down a little bit because there are a lot of flaws in the writing and just the busyness of it, the overstuffed kind of story and characters, as I would put it. Just brings it down a bit. It makes it a little bit messy and a little bit confusing at times, and just a little bit unnecessary, frankly, where you're kind of like, man, this scene is just dragging the pace of the movie along too, so we really don't need it. It's not adding anything, and it's just making it a bit of a chore to get through this portion to get to the next one. So I'd probably land at about a 6.7. I do recommend it. I do still really like it, and I will watch it again at some point in the future. But I kind of feel like maybe there's a reason now that I've gone probably about 15 years since rewatching it. And I will watch it again probably sooner than 15 years from now, but I can't guarantee that because, like I said, I think it did come down a little bit in my mind. It's not one of the first ones I would go to again for a rewatch. Not even in movies in general, but not even in Denzel's kind of filmography. I think there's a lot of movies I would go to from him again before this one. So do like it. It's ironic that it came up as a wild card because it kind of gave me a chance to watch it without feeling like it was my pick, if that makes sense. So I was able to just kind of really just settle into watching it and not think that I had to kind of uphold an opinion on it just because I put it on the list. So it was fun to kind of watch it from that lens and not, feel like I'm almost putting some rose tinted glasses on for it just because I picked it. So yeah, I think I fall on about a 6.7. Good movie, not quite as good as I had remembered it being. But again, I've also in the last 15 years have grown in taste and ability to kind of analyze things differently when it comes to film. So, I don't think it came down all that much. I really only had it at about a 7. But there was just enough to knock it down a little bit in my opinion this time around.
Nice. Excellent. That's it. My go. Yay. I think I sit roughly where you guys kind of think. First of all, I hate the title of this movie. I hate the title of this movie.
You would. You just hate it because it says American.
No, I
just can't get over it.
I actually love it.
I remember when I first went. No, wait. When it came out and it said American Gangster, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get American gangsters." We're gonna get something. You can't have something set in a little small place and then the rest of America is ignored and call it America. I'm gonna now give something now. Lake America. That's as stupid as this title. Why wasn't it just called Harlem?
So I actually think Harlem Kingpin would have been a much better title. But I do like the title American Gangster. I do. Well, because it's just
I like the title. It's not for this movie.
Okay, it's not that it's about America as a whole. It's about the American dream, the coming from nothing. Again, it's a different version of it, but it's about the idea of coming from nothing.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's the business part of it.
it doesn't. It
I think it does. I think it tells it.
American Dream.
It probably could have leaned a little bit more into him coming up as a kid from North Carolina, whichever Carolina it was. It could have maybe leaned a little bit more into coming from nothing and then doing it, becoming this kingpin. But I think it tries to just do it from he was just the driver and then morphs into this whole big thing. So I do actually like the title. I think it fits.
A young Denzel, young Frank, like that. So it's weird. But it's weird, like both you said, like that his account is fabricated and it kind of doesn't come across the movie. But then we all agreed with Frank Abagnale, is he did exactly the same. But Steven Spielberg delivered a very entertaining movie.
Made it more
interesting. Better director.
And I think the problem with this one is you focus too much on Frank. And I think this would have been better from the police side of doing that kind of hunting down. We know it's happening. And then we just don't know. And then fumbling on. When you get a little bit of snippets of Frank's journey through Harlem and then becoming the kind of kingpin, I suppose you wanted to call it. I think it would have been better. I think I like Russell Crowe. I think he's just the wrong actor for this role. I think they needed somebody a bit more slimy, a bit more good looking, because you had the elements where he's playing around and you just don't get it. So that, but then I think he's mismanaged because I think he's been given extra lines because he's Russell Crowe, and then it's a bit odd. I think Denzel plays his part well. The only problem is I don't like it when I'm just gonna be bored. I've got a bored face on, and because I would have liked it when you get the first scene is when the dashing of the petrol, and he's a bit of a hard killer, and then you get in with Tango, and then the smashing of the guy in the piano. They needed a bit more of that. I think they needed to go a bit more. Oh, if he's gonna do stuff, they need to show him really dark. That there was too much mismanagement, I suppose you want to call it, of giving him the family and then all his lieutenants, and then just going, but who's who? There's too many characters and there's too many people I know from other things. They needed to draw back in. They needed to have nobodies in this movie where they wanted.
In fairness, though, in 2007, some of these faces weren't as recognizable as they are today.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, we're taking it. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
because like Common was just starting his acting. T.I. Well, I guess you didn't recognize T.I., so fair enough. But
no, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Even the gentleman's name, whose name I can never pronounce, Sandy. I think you nailed it earlier. But even he, I think, was kind of still early in his acting career, at least early in kind of becoming an American household name. So they weren't as big of names as they are now today.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just. But even that, if you take out that, there's just too many characters. And
I would say at a baseline, yeah.
But it would have been good then if they, what you just said is, went for the journey from Carolina to Harlem, is because he had 15 family who got arrested. Like, give me that development, because the only bit you see in North Carolina is the really snippet of like. Huey answering the phone and they're like doing some mechanical work or something like that on their estate, and that's all you really get. It's a letdown, this movie. One is I like the look. I think the set design, the how it's shot is well good. It doesn't feel like a Ridley Scott directed movie.
No, it doesn't.
Could be anybody. It doesn't put that stamp on what he does. I think it's very weird of him to do a kind of a gangster movie, but not a gangster movie. And I'm being really harsh on that because Denzel's done them, and we mentioned a few. You get gangster movies, and I think where Jay, you've probably gone on 15 years watching it because there are better Denzel movies, and there are better gangster movies out there. So if you're gonna I want to watch that, you're gonna draw to that. I don't like if it's a shame because it does seem like it could be an interesting story, and every element was mispassed because they tried to make it an epic why this movie is nearly 3 hours. I
Yeah,
have no
it doesn't
idea.
need to be
It
that
blows
long.
my
It needs
mind.
to
The
knock
article
off.
is 20 pages.
Could
Yeah.
have been 2 hours 20, and I would have been
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
You could have
yeah.
gone even less, and I probably would have been fine.
Oh, this is like the editing on some of this is substantive, because where they don't do the dialogue, and they make it look nice, it works. It's the bits where you're like, why have I even got this on there? So it seemed like they wanted to give, especially like the family dynamic to both of them. One's a good family, one's not a bad family. I don't need to know. If you're not going to show me the police side to it, not, because I don't know what the hierarchy said. The only bit I know is Nixon once went, war on drugs kind of moment. That is it. It's a letdown for me. I really, first time I watched it, I really struggled to watch it, and this time I really struggled to watch it. The weirdest thing to me is because I like the performances, I like the snippets of this. I would love to get this and edit it myself down. Well, I think it would make a better movie, because I think there's bits you can just go, I don't need to know, and then your mind just drifts.
There
I would
is a good
recommend
movie
it
in
still.
there. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's there.
It's in there.
It's there. It just needs to be edited. It just needs somebody better. So I recommend it. It's just really hard for me, because I like bits of it, and that's it for me. I probably come in the lowest at 5. I scored this previously. I looked at it. I was like, oh, well, I scored this previously, because I was like, it's a bit of a letdown, because it has a good subject matter. It's delivered badly, I think, because of the screenplay. And I think with Ridley, sometimes he gets drawn out of like, I want to make this epic, where no, you don't. You can make a 90-minute movie. It would still give you that kind of drama. It needed to be some bits where other gangster ones give you that fast pace action and a bit of like, daring of like what is going on. This doesn't do it. I think where it mismanages a lot is with he's a drug dealer, and they're perceiving him as you're supposed to like him, and the only bit is like, he's doing the worst drug in the world, and nothing's been really said about in the movie of it. They're trying to make him a nice guy, but Denzel doesn't play the, I'm flamboyant, really nice. The dirty kind of second-hand car salesman look. They needed to give him that, but he's suave, and he just, he's got that silver tongue. They needed that, but some of it he's just dry. Really dry. I don't think that. I think the best person in this is Josh Brolin's character. Loved it. If you gave me that, and then the things, I bet you he's got probably like 20 lines, but his performance of it, he shines every time you're in it. Like, ooh, just not enough of him. And I think where you got that, he's been very that dirty cop, and I think he plays it really well. Whereas Russell Crowe, you don't know where he sits. Sometimes it's a bit confusing because of like the pulling of like the family. What is he doing with the cops? And then he's got a special unit, and then he's got the lawyer bit, and you're like, what? As Sandy said, I think, what plot am I supposed to be following now? Where am I going with him? And then then Denzel's, you got the kind of family driven, got a new marriage, and then it just doesn't, things like that. And I think when you get that, when you're trying to show so many different elements, they took a lot of characteristics of other movies, but they just didn't hit home for me. Like, there's so many ones where you're not going to rip off like Godfather with all the marriages and all that, and then time away, bringing back, but it's just like you could have got that down and just dragged out where it needs to be cut and edited. And it's like with the brothers, you know what, and I moaned about this on Iron Claw, is I wanted to know about the other brother, and it's because I was greedy, because I really enjoyed that movie. And what we saw, three of the brothers, three of the brothers.
Three. We saw 3. There was
three,
one.
And there was an extra 4th. This one, you have so many brothers and cousins. Drop it down to 3 or 4, and that would have been it. Sorry. Why? Because you didn't need to know there was that many. It could have been a much closer thing, because you get like Huey is the main one. Just make Huey then his number, like his brother and all the rest of it, like distant cousins. That's all you need to know, because you don't need to really have them on screen. Just have two or whatever. It just get a bit disjointed of like, I don't know who's who, what is where the lieutenants are, and what ones the runners are, like that. And then you had like now and again you had like the baseball
The
cousin
nephew, the
came in.
baseball.
And you're like, what? Where am I going now? It's like, yeah, okay, they all got arrested. I don't need to know him. I just need to know, they were in Harlem, they got caught, and they let him out, like that. And hate to say it, the biggest letdown for me is the ending, because I wanted a court drama. A little bit of a court drama. There's like, it goes
It does
into
gloss over
you're
the
being
court
caught
stuff.
and then done. And then it's just like, oh, okay, he got 70 years. He's getting tickets on the wall. It's like that. It's like for me, it felt like, well, you've already given me, I've already given you 2 hours, 40 minutes. Give me another 20 minutes. What's the difference? You're not going to make a difference. But they just seem to have the big bit of like having a little bit of a courtroom drama, especially you played the point of Frank getting his bar, give me that more. So give me a bit of more of the police insight, don't do this, look what happens to you kind of moment. It's a bit of a shame. So yeah, I give it a 5. Yeah, but I do recommend it. I just want to, I think people will watch this and I think there's a movie there. There is something interesting there. It's a shame, but yeah, that's
I think your use of disappointing is pretty accurate, because even for myself, as somebody who, again, I put this on the list, this watch through was a little disappointing. I was like, man, I remember this movie being better than it is. So I think that's a good term. And I think Sandy's point was also really good too, about how, and you just kind of spoke about this with the law scene, the courtroom scene rather. It does kind of just speed up at the end where you don't want it to, where you'd rather kind of slow down a little bit. And it takes kind of forever in the middle where you're like, dude, let's just get this thing moving. So I do agree with both of those assessments on its flaws.
Well,
one thing I will say, though, that I forgot to mention, I was going to say the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack is great in this movie. That 70s soul music, really spot on, even to the point where he gets out of jail in the 90s and it cuts straight to 90s hip hop. Really, really good soundtrack. There's a lot of songs I was like, oh, I got to put this on my playlist. I totally forgot about this song.
Well, we know he likes hip hop. But yeah, it's just a thing. Like I wanted like the bit where Frank, when he finally says, I'm going to give up all the cops. Is that moment? It was just like, I'm done. That's it. Here you go. It's like, would you like you still think you're the big boy? I suppose like that. It's just a bit, I suppose it's disappointment. Like I think when I first saw this, I was like, oh, well, disappointed in that. And there's ones that you look good, and then like, oh, disappointed. Like what's another one? History of Violence. I think another one is like, oh, that looked really good, and I was really disappointed. But this is more, I suppose, disappointing because you have Denzel, and you have Russell Crowe, and you have Ridley Scott, and then you go, oh, that's it. But yeah, if I had to pick a Denzel, no, it's not going to be this one like that. I think you put Training Day on. I'd rather watch that.
I'd go Training Day. I'd go John Q. I'd go this one. I'd even do some of the lesser kind of. I mean, I don't want to say lesser because they are still well regarded, but like in terms of this was like a big movie. Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe, but even some of his ones like Man on Fire and Out of Time, like some of those kind of random action ones he did in the early 2000s. I'd probably watch. Book of Eli. I'd probably watch again before this one. So there's a lot of his I'd watch again before this.
Yeah, but yeah, it's things. But does everybody remember what is the other? And I think it's on the Will. The other, and I did it. Do you remember what I told you? No, the other Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington movie, and it was the first movie from I think Romper Stomper that came on. Oh, it's so random. If you get this, I think I put it in the wheel because I was like, it's so random.
No, I don't remember.
No, Virtuosity. It's called. And
never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of it.
I said it before, when Russell Crowe, he is an AI entity, and then he gets they create an actual body in real life for him, and then Denzel is the cop that goes after him, like the AI system.
No, I have no idea.
Never heard of it.
Weird. It's so weird, and it's so weird because Russell Crowe, it's his first American movie, and he's so Australian in it. He's so
So
Australian
funny.
still, and he's like, he's trying to do this American accent, and then he just like twinks like this Australian accent. It's so funny.
I've never heard of
But
that one.
it's so sci-fi-ish, and it's just like, now it makes sense. Back then, everybody was like, what is going on? What is going on with this movie? Like, they're tripping. And it was like what in the mid 90s, so Denzel's hot, and he made this movie, and it was like, what have you just done? And I was like, he must have got like bought out for it, but it's good. But yes, a very well one. But Jay, we haven't asked, what was before I get the trailer up, what was your score for Little Voice?
So I unfortunately have to circle back to that one so I can get a score for our list and our overall gradings, because I completely ran out of time last weekend. It just did not fit the schedule.
It's a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, so that'll be a nice change of pace. But I am
really fast. Yeah,
I am gonna watch it so that I can, because I know we like to keep all our scores for every checking in on all our rankings and stuff. So I will watch it and give you guys a score
next week then.
Yes. Now, before we go to the trailer, we've had a very sad week this week.
Yes,
God,
unfortunately.
So
literally everybody was going, weren't they?
I'd like to, just share a few words.
As my girlfriend said, dropping like flies.
Dropping like flies. But I also
Sure
had a
seemed like it last
conversation with my kids about, as we get older, because they were like, my God, Mom, is it really like, does it come in threes, and why are there so many? And I said, as you get older and you know more and more people in your life, the funnel, right, of people at the top who are older than you gets bigger and bigger. So every day there tends to feel like there's more and more. But dear Dolly, what an amazing human. I don't have to even say what a beautiful
And I didn't
soul.
realize her. Sorry, can I just say I didn't realize her real name was Rebecca.
Dolly Rebecca Parton. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just a beautiful soul. But this is film club, not music club. But we have some film roles here represented.
9 to 5.
Dolly's landmark 9 to 5, which was kind of an anthem, in the song 9 to 5, an anthem for working women everywhere. And then after 9 to 5, the best little whorehouse in Texas. That's the photo beneath her at the typewriter. And that was with Burt Reynolds. Rhinestone with Sylvester Stallone, and then Steel Magnolias. And as an actress, no awards, no accolades, but as a songwriter and performer, wow, did she make her mark. Now let's talk first about, because it's film club, her songs that made a mark in film. And the song 9 to 5, definitely an award winner, and nominated for an Academy Award.
Whitney Houston's Bodyguard film.
Hang on, shush, we're not there yet.
Come on, I thought we were doing quizzes. I thought you were doing
9 to 5, and that song. And then I Will Always Love You is a song that she wrote when she left a country show that she had done with Porter Wagner for many years. And she wrote that song for Porter Wagner, a country star, and performed it. It was a lovely little song. And then, yes, James, Whitney Houston made that song the #1 selling song of all time from a film in the modern film era. Now, what we have to do is take White Christmas out of it. White Christmas is a skewed number because White Christmas is technically the highest selling song from a film of all time. But it was force fit into a film twice. So it was in the film Holiday Inn, and then it was force fit into the film White Christmas, which gave it 2 shots, 2 bites at sales. Okay. So Dolly's song, if you take White Christmas out of it, hers is the #1 selling song of all time from a film. It is the top selling song of any genre by a female songwriter. It is the top selling song of any genre by a female artist, Whitney Houston. And it is the #5 selling song of all time. Now, why did I characterize of a female? Because the other 4 above it are top selling songs of all time, not related to, not just for film. Number 1 is White Christmas. Number 2, Candle in the Wind. Number 3, In the Summertime. Number 4, Rock Around the Clock. And number 5, I Will Always Love You. So her achievements are many. I'm not even going to go down all the Grammy Awards, Emmy Awards, Lifetime Achievement Award, inducted into not just the Country Music Hall of Fame, obviously, but in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I think something that folks might not know about her, like Lucille Ball, she was a shrewd businesswoman. And like Lucille Ball, she took a bunch of money and gave it to fund a project that had been rejected by many other people. Lucille Ball funded Star Trek. We wouldn't have Star Trek today if it weren't for Lucille Ball, because every other studio rejected it. Dolly Parton, does anyone know what she funded?
Buffy.
No one else. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She funded Buffy.
I'm winning this quiz tonight.
The
I've got
Vampire
the quiz.
Slayer.
Jay, you're losing.
So God bless Dolly. We are all so blessed to have had her in our life. But for entertainment, film, and music, no woman has made as great an impact.
Can I ask you a question, as you are from the Americas? Have you been to Dolly World, though?
I have not, but I want to.
I have not.
I
no.
bet it's going to be busy now, isn't it?
It will be. It will be. And then later that same day, unfortunately, it was hard for our generation, not just the number of people that we lost this week, but for our generation, holy moly. And then beautiful.
How hard was that for you put that clown picture up here? Because I know you don't.
Because I hated it. I hate that clown picture. I should have put Darkness from Legend, but
no, that is he's great. That is the best. That is the best.
But I also want to say, hey, I don't think many people knew of his stage career. So before I talk about his film career, I was shocked to learn that Tim Curry was the original Amadeus on Broadway. Before it became a film, the original Wolfgang Mozart Amadeus in the stage play Amadeus was Tim Curry. I was blown away by that. And so I also included his photo of King Arthur in Spamalot, because he had such a diverse career. Everything from
Red
stage.
October.
Yeah, everything from stage to film to voice acting, of course. And the obvious role, Frankenfurter, obviously, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Pennywise in It, Darkness in Legend. And then, of course, in Hunt for Red October, just a few weeks ago, we lost Sam Neill. And today we lose Tim Curry. And Tim Curry's the character who is, I think it's Vasily, right? Who is questioning Sean Connery and saying, but talking about, he was in the scene talking about the keys, should you have both keys? And, what's going on here? And just what an amazing range.
And so bloody posh. I love his voice. He's
he's
so English. Hello.
And he's also done a lot of voice acting that people don't always remember for him. Well, you remember it if you hear the voice, but I don't think people always realize it's him. One of his more famous ones from my childhood was Nigel Thornberry for the Wild Thornberrys. He was the voice, and he was phenomenal as that voice. One of the funniest characters in that show. So he's got a ton of voice work that he did kind of for my generation's animated, shows growing up, whether it was when you were a young kid to teenage kid. Like, he kind of covered it all. He did like some video game work. I think he did a Garfield movie. So he had stuff for kids, or voices that he did for shows that were for kids, voices that he did for, teenagers, young adults. Like, he's got just such a range. And then, of course, if you watch his movies, obviously that's a whole nother thing. So he's got so much work out there for people of all ages. So the good thing is that, it'll live on forever.
And a very long filmography. You know,
Mm.
all of these individuals
float down here.
have. Stop with that. Oh, that was awful. It was
Now, if
terrible.
that's the worst thing. If that was not a series, that would have gone on the list, that version. But it's not a movie. It's a two-part
It's a
TV
television
series.
series.
So you're lucky. You
Uh,
are lucky because it's absolutely horrid, and I don't like watching it. But what a performance by
no,
him!
what a
Yeah.
performance! And then speaking of voice acting,
Yeah, another one.
the greatest fictional leader
I
for
can't even do it.
me next
Yeah, I couldn't come close to doing his voice. It's so amazing.
next to Gandalf, the greatest fictional leader ever created for me is Optimus Prime. I grew up, I've told you all both this story. You know, my brother would buy G.I. Joes, I would buy Transformer comic books. And so that voice was the voice of, you know, leadership for me. Obviously, he did a lot of other work, including Eeyore and the Predator, as well as King Kong. I don't know what voice. What did Kong have a
Hmm.
voice? I don't remember in the King Kong movie that Andy Serkis mocapped, but he was a voice in that. Amazingly long series of credits through film, television, cartoons, animated series, video games, and on and on and on and on. And again, by all accounts, a sweet, sweet person. He passed away the following day. I guess the 26th was Thursday, no, Wednesday. And I was driving home and I had had enough. I was like upset over Dolly and upset over Tim Curry. And I was driving home from work and I was hoping someone would be streaming either Az or Cole Hauser. And Cole Hauser was streaming. If you all don't know Cole Hauser, he is a Transformers guru. And he was just talking and, you know, grieving with the rest of us. And just Cole Hauser had worked some cons and had the opportunity to meet Peter Cullen, and he would do and Cole Hauser hears this. I'm sorry if I'm mischaracterizing, but I don't know if it was security or what he had done to organize the conventions, but he was lamenting that in all the times he had met Peter Cullen, he had never gotten an autograph or a photo with him because both Cole Hauser and Peter Cullen wanted the fans, you know, the people who were lining up to meet him to get the autographs and the pictures. And I'm sure Cole Hauser, if you're out there, if you had to ask Peter, you know he would have done it for you, but you have those great, awesome memories of the time that you spent with such a lovely, lovely man. And there will not be another voice like the voice of Optimus Prime. There just won't. I don't care what, you know, auto-generated AI does, but he tells a story that when he got the job as Optimus Prime, his brother, who had just come home from serving in the military, and his brother said, "What is this you're doing?" And he said, "I'm playing Optimus Prime. I don't know anything about him, but he's a hero." And his brother said, "Don't play a hero, be a hero." And that resonated with him, that he could be just a really good guy for the fans and for the people who supported him. So it was a heck of a week. Let's not have any weeks like this again. I think a lot of folks were reflecting back to that week in was it 2016 when we lost Tom Petty and Prince, and it feels like that was also close to losing Alan Rickman, and Daryl's also mentioning Hayden Panettiere, which was last week. It's hard. It's definitely hard to recognize that talent that we've depended on and appreciated is no longer here.
I think there's also, like you statement is like, why do they keep dropping? I think the generations before us is because media wasn't that big. Now
Truly.
media is so big, and we're
Yep.
like, you know, just with music and like the cable service, satellite service, or whatever you want to call them, is everybody knows, you know, more about anybody every single day of the day. You know, with whatever Twitter or X it's called now is it just feels like they're closer than they should be, I suppose, like celebrities. But yeah, rest in peace, all of them. It's like, yeah, that was a bit of a what? Just literally
One
bang,
after
bang, bang,
the other,
easily.
and all relevant to like my generation. I'm a little older than you, and I'm much older than Jay, but like
Everybody's much older than Jay.
that was
Oh no, no way.
that was my generation. That was my wheelhouse. Coming home from school,
Mm.
you know, in 3rd or 4th grade,
yeah,
and
Maximus
watching
Prime.
Transformers cartoons. That was me,
Mhm.
and listening to Dolly Parton song and learning in one of my early tap dancing classes as a kid, you tap to 9 to 5 because that beat is what's what called a shim sham beat, but that beat, you learn how to tap dance to that song. It's a great song and everybody was doing the time warp, and all my friends would go to the Rocky Horror showings. I have never been to one of the live Rocky Horror events. Just not quite my thing. I've seen it on television, but it's not my thing. And then AWOL mentioning, yeah, Bill Oddie. I didn't grow up with the goodies. I learned about them later. And then I knew Bill Oddie from bird watching on television, and Shelley Fabre, and I think someone mentioned, yeah, and then Hayden Panettiere. It's been,
Yeah, it's been a rough month.
been a rough few weeks.
Hayden was in the last Denzel movie we had, Remember the Titans. That was
Remember
the
the
movie we had with
Titans.
Hayden
Yes.
Panettiere too. So
Yeah,
it's a sad month.
That's it. Yeah, I think I remember from Heroes, wasn't it?
Yep. That was kind of one of her big
and
things.
Then was it the Nashville, wasn't it? She
Yes, I
TV
believe she was
series,
in that
massive
too.
in Yeah, that's what my girlfriend. She was like, "Oh my god," it's all like that. Still undecided what's going on that one. I think that's a case that's still open, isn't it? What actually is occurring?
Oh yeah, I haven't totally looked
Yeah.
into the fallout. I had heard some things, but I had not
literally-
looked into
It's
it
gone
since.
into conspiracy.
Yeah, that's kind of when I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna
No,
put the phone down. You guys let me
yeah,
know when you figure out what happened.
That's what I did. I was like, yeah, I don't need to know all that crap.
Right.
That's just like, yeah, let's figure it out. But yes, on that, we got another, great, it's probably to died before his time, definitely. We got a Dead Poet Society. Jay, have you seen it?
I actually have not. I have not.
You've got a treat.
Has your wife seen it?
No. If I haven't seen it, she probably definitely hasn't.
Gentlemen,
Oh, hello. Oh, there you go. Went instantly into
One quick thing before we start this trailer is this is like horrible timing considering what we were just talking about, but kind of I suppose a fun fact for today, because we always say the wheel kind of knows. Today, I was just looking at IMDb, just kind of scrolling through because I was looking at Dead Poet Society, and at the bottom it said the people's birthdays of today. Today is actually Carla Gugino, her birthday, from Russell Crowe's wife in this movie we just watched.
Oh,
Yes, so the woman who was also in Night at the Museum, coincidentally, today
it's
was
my
her birthday.
granddad's
So go
birthday
figure.
too. He would have been 102 today.
No kidding.
But my pop's birthday today, August 29th. Yeah, so now I'll know.
There you go.
There you go. There we go. Cool. There you go. But Jay, you're in for a little bit of a treat. This is Sandy's pick, wasn't it? So
I
Sandy's
think your wife will enjoy this film, Jay. I think you should watch it
Yeah, I'll
with
see
her.
if she wants to sit down and watch it.
This is
I convinced my kids they needed to watch it because they never want to watch anything that I liked as a kid. But when they did, and my older daughter now, she's like, "Mom, it's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie of all time." So
Wow. Okay.
But yes, Sandy's on a roll. So yeah, so you've got a couple of picks. I think your little voice. Well, I suppose Jay's pick was today's ish, but it was off the what's name. So I'm gonna go for when we get to the wheel. It has to be my turn. I've not had one for a while, and it's gonna be something awful. Something awful. Something. It's gonna be. Was it? The Lost
foreign
City
language
of Children.
film.
City
God,
City
no.
of Lost
No
Children
more of
sequel.
those, please.
But what's that? Let's get Dead Poet Society. I love this. I got hit for a copyright strike. It got but not. It was really weird. It took like 5 minutes to get the claim. This whole got banned from one country, named because of this trailer. What country would you think that is? Name.
I don't know because I don't know.
It's
Is
in
it
Europe.
is
It's
it like
in
related
Europe.
to the movie?
No, it was
Oh,
so
huh.
bizarre. I even had to look it up because
Germany.
there were reference in the movie. No, it was so like. Sandy, you gonna go? We got Germany. It's
Is it the
Eastern Europe.
Soviets? Is it the
No.
Soviets?
No, we're not the Soviets. They're not country anymore, Sandy. Come on.
I
mate.
know, I
Not Russia
know.
anymore.
During the time of this film, they were.
No, Belarus.
Well, there you go.
Really?
Part of the
There we go.
Soviet Union.
Belarus.
Oh, yeah.
These
guess,
people,
fair
I was
enough.
like, and I was like, do I even like only cannot be shown in Belarus? And I was that bad. I went, nobody's ever watched any of my content in Belarus. And I was like, I'm still going to I'm going to dispute that because of what the fuck are the people? Why am I banned in Belarus? So yeah, this movie might get another strike in Belarus, and I will disputed it again because I have no idea why this got a bit of like copyright strike in Belarus. So yeah, the last one, they wouldn't have been able to see our little voice review. But on that note, let's watch Dead Poets Society trailer.
Gentlemen, what are the 4 pillars?
Tradition, honor, discipline, excellence. Manners up.
Welton Academy for Boys, a breeding ground for the future leaders of America. An institution dedicated to achievement, virtue, and conformity. A school whose rigid standards are upheld by every single teacher, except one.
Come on, Mr. Overstreet, you twerp. Mr. Anderson, are you a man or an amoeba? Language was developed for one endeavor, and that is...
To communicate.
No! To woo women. Mr. Keating?
Some people like to rock, some people like to roll, but moving in a groove is gonna satisfy my soul. Let's have a party.
Touchstone Pictures presents Robin Williams as John Keating, teacher,
Well, is this a dagger I see before me?
philosopher,
I like Byron. I give him a 42, but I can't dance to it.
orator,
Oh, Titus, bring your friend hither.
and founder of the Dead Poets Society.
A bunch of guys sitting around reading poetry.
No! Ding! Thank you for playing anyway.
What was the Dead Poets Society?
The dead poets were dedicated to sucking the marrow out of life. Spirits soared, women swooned, and gods were created. Not a bad way to spend an evening, eh?
I hereby reconvene the Dead Poets Society.
To strive, to seek, to find.
Gotta do more, gotta be more.
Dare to strike out and find new ground.
I'm hearing rumors, John, about some unorthodox teaching methods in your classroom.
Break out. I'm gonna do it!
John Keating. He began by teaching English. Now, he's changing lives.
I got the part! Tear out the entire introduction.
Who put you up to it? Was it this new man, this, Mr. Keating?
Are we just playing around out here, or do we mean what we say?
Tradition, honor, discipline.
Rip, shred, tear.
What is this Dead Poets Society? I want names.
This is a battle, a war. The casualties could be your hearts and souls.
For the first time in my whole life, I know what I want to do.
Medicine, law, business, engineering. These are noble pursuits. Poetry, romance, love. These are what we stay alive for.
That's beautiful.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Sit down. What the hell is going on here?
Seize the day.
Touchstone Pictures presents Robin Williams as John Keating. He was the inspiration that made their lives extraordinary. Dead Poets Society.
Woo!
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for Jay as well.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what. That's one that I've.
I miss Robin Williams.
Well,
I
yeah,
do
well
miss
that too, but that's one in his filmography that I've never gotten around to, so I'm happy to watch it.
I've not watched that for years, and it's one of those ones like, why haven't I? So yeah. All right, let's do a couple of shuffles.
Your
It has to be
girlfriend
me.
is a big Robin Williams fan, isn't she?
Oh, Jay cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never
Right.
forget. I was in
won't
California at the time, literally just off the Hollywood Walk of Fame in my in our hotel room when I got the message. When I got the tweet that came kind of across my feed, and I was like, "Oh my god, guys!" There's a few of us who went on the trip. I was like, "Guys, Robin Williams just died." I'll just never forget that moment. It was one of those ones that kind of, for whatever reason, you always remember exactly where you were.
Yeah, that was one. Oh, what? Yeah, laughter gone. The laughter gone. But on that, let's have a bright night. Let's say this is going to be Film Club 95. Dum dum. No, that's fine.
Nope,
95.
96.
So
This will be
Dead Poets
96.
96, so we're getting to 100. We're getting there. And I guarantee 100 is going to be a shocker. It's going to be something really bad. Oh,
It's going to be either mine or Sandy's "I Hate It" film or something.
Yeah, it could be.
Or you did have you've still got your wife's pick.
Oh, I do.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so
You
get
know
ready
what
for
it is.
Sleeping with the.
Yeah.
Oh no, not Sleeping with the Enemy. Behind Enemy Line. What's the? Now I
Yeah,
always get
Sleeping with
confused.
the
Sleeping with
Enemy.
the Enemy, right? That's the Julia Roberts
Yeah.
one.
Enemy.
Yeah, that's the one. I always get confused.
We have to look at that. So we got some fun, but we could have some really bad ones on the. It could be a wild card on that one. But still, there we go. Kung Fu Hustler. We need a Kung Fu. We haven't got that. It could. Oh, that would be a good 100 club, Sandy.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Yep.
Yeah, that would be a
That'd
good.
be a
That would
great
be a good
one.
There we go. But let's. I'm gonna hope it's me. I don't feel like I've had one for a long while.
I hope it's you as well.
There you go. I don't think I've had a really.
Yeah, I'd have to look. I can't remember what the last few have been.
Let's have look. We had in order. So I thought Little Voice was mine, but Sandy said she put it on first. So we had. Let's go on. Let's have a look. Let's see when's the last time. So we had Jojo Rabbit, yours. Ring, yours. Then the Odyssey, Troy. So that's it. All Quiet on the Western Front. Me and Sandy kind of joint there.
Another tie,
Waking Up
yeah.
for Dead. Yeah. Waking Dead
That
Divine.
was me.
Death
Death
of
of
Stalin.
Stalin was me.
Trading Places. That was probably mine.
That was yours? Okay.
May.
Wow.
That's a
May.
long
Wow, that
time
was
ago.
May.
May.
Summer flew by.
That
There
was
you go.
10 movies ago. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
All right,
6,
I guess
7, 8, 9. That was
I could root
11
for Stace's
picks
pick.
ago. Yeah.
Woo! Delicatessen.
Okay,
Let's
never
have
mind.
We have something.
No, I've actually never seen Delicatessen. I have no
Oh
idea.
I
my
haven't
God.
either.
It's French. It's bizarre. It will blow your mind of going, he made us watch weird shit. And
All
this
right, then definitely going with a Mia
this
Sandy
went-
pick.
This went up another level. Well, I then I might have put something else weird in, so you never know. But let's go that. It's gonna have to be that. I do want a I hoping before the 100 Club we have one martial arts, because then
We
we've
have
done
to.
all the genres. Then we've done them all. So that's it. But let's try this. Let's go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dum, 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 dum. Wow, that's a good one.
Definitely got yours.
So funny this comes up.
Definitely
Just
got
this
one of yours.
week, I somebody
Is it one of
referenced
yours
this
or mine?
movie, and it's not mine because I've never seen it. And somebody referenced it this week, and I
Oh.
was like, you know what? I have to finally watch Lawrence of Arabia. I'm not kidding. It was maybe like middle of the week when this happened. So I'm like, wow, go figure.
Let's see who
Now's my
put it
time.
on.
Was it
Let's
mine or was it your Sandy? Was it mine?
Oh,
It
it
would
was
have been
me.
both-
I was assuming it
wa-
was you, but it was no. Look, oh my god,
Was it
no,
you?
yeah, it was me. It was me, but
Yeah,
I
there
was
we go.
assuming you would. But
We
yeah.
would have both would. 100% we both would.
I have a book to read, a big
eh,
book to read.
Oh, big rook. Yeah. Wow. Okay. This is how long is this movie? This might be our longest movie, taking apart not included the extended versions of Lord of the Rings. This
Yep,
must be
let's
this is
see.
going to be a long movie.
Let's see how long it is.
And Sir Alec Guinness.
Sir Alec, Peter O'Toole, we got
Peter
Anthony
O'Toole, yeah.
Quinn. We got the trifecta there. Let's see
right,
how long it is. Where did it say?
Let me find a good trailer one, because I know they redeveloped.
Okay,
it like a
everybody,
Harlem.
have a Pepsi. 3 hours and 47 minutes. So not as long as at least one of the extended cuts, right? Is really 4 hours, but
Mm.
it will be our longest proper film, like the film itself, 3 hours and 47 minutes.
I
is
always say
an
it's
epic.
either you got a whole day, or it's I think, oh my god, the trailer's 4 minutes.
So I'm gonna actually have to jump real quick now because I just got summoned for bedtime duties. So I will jump. I'll catch the trailer afterwards, and then I'll link back
Have
up with
a
you guys
great
on
one, but we
Discord.
got-
But
Bye,
I do have
Jay.
to jump, I guess,
Let's
before we
find a
hop
good-
into this long. I thought I was gonna have time for
gonna
the trailer, but apparently not.
I'm gonna find a shorter trailer, but the original one was 4 minutes 44
Oh
seconds.
God.
I was like, that's
All
a
right,
well-
trailer.
On that note, I will catch up with you guys in chat, and
Have
to
a great
chat
one.
itself. Thank you guys for being here.
Have a great one, Jay. Bye-bye.
Yep, take care, guys.
There you go.
And by the way, this is also Jack Hawkins, our same Jack Hawkins from Zulu, and I believe from one of the other movies we've had. I know we've had him twice already. old Jack
He
Hawkins.
is one of the black and whites.
Did we have him in? Let's see.
Was
he
he in
was in
Bismarck?
Ben.
No,
That's what I was thinking, but it's not.
no, it's
Let's
not.
see.
It,
Maybe we've only had him in one.
We're going to watch this, but I think me and Sandy, I'm going to turn it down a bit just because I guarantee I'll get copyright strike. We're pause and talk a lot because this is saying that this is when was this made? This was 1960.
Lawrence of Arabia, 19. Where is it? 62.
62. The best thing about Lawrence of Arabia, except for the sir, sorry, you can't. Where's the sir? Where's the sir?
Sir Alec Guinness.
No, I think we can do this because we can talk. But I always think. Sorry, let me turn that.
I deem him one of the greatest beings alive.
We can. It's the beauty of this as well.
It is the beauty. It is an epic. Look at
His
that.
His name will live in history.
Watch it
on
the
will
big
live
screen.
in the annals of war.
Oh,
It
yeah.
will live in the legends of Arabia.
Turn off the lights. Oh, what?
The best thing is I'm watching these parts because I remember how good these scenes are.
Yes. He's a badass.
How big is this book?
I don't know. Let's see. How long is the book? It's 7 pillars. And it is.
Come on, man!
How
Turn it down, Richard.
many
For over a quarter
pages?
of a century, controversy has raged around the name of T.E. Lawrence. No man of our time has drawn upon himself so much
Oh,
praise
heavens.
and so much criticism.
Well,
Is it a good couple of weeks?
is it over 600 or under? It's 780 pages. So I'm gonna have to start now. But let's see who's narrating a good audio version though.
There's got to be a few now.
Got to be some good ones. Maybe I can get a Kenneth Branagh. Oh man, I love his narration.
Oh, you would have thought so, wouldn't you? I do love that. I'm going to pause it there. I love when a movie, like when you're watching a great old movie, they have to tell you what it was shot in. And we're watching a Panavision and
we're watching with Technicolor and da, 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 da.
And you understand why, because it is well shot. Like that. Well, I think this is probably going to be your longest also notes, isn't it? Because of how many nominations it's got, at least.
Oh my God, it's going to be 2 pages of notes. Yeah.
But I would like to
There
hear
you go.
his opinion.
He's
Damn it, Lawrence! Who do you take your orders from?
the
Lord Faisal
great
in Faisal's tent.
Arab known as Sir Achilles.
Don't even get started.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Never watched was it Passage to India then?
This
Passive
controversial
India when he
figure
played in
became a
India.
legend in his own lifetime. He was the most
You know what? I'm not seeing any good. Not seeing any good narrators for the 7 pillars of wisdom.
He was a poet.
Now, we're going to have to talk about the music as well.
Mighty
when we do
warrior.
this.
We're gonna have to talk about. I mean, it got awards for everything. You know, the score.
Well, in your opinion,
We'll have
do
to
these
see
people
who
hope
is
to
the
gain from this war? They hope to gain the
who wrote the score.
There's one
Such
for
I
every
love
man.
Chiwetel
They're going
voice.
to get it, Mr. Bentley.
That kind of.
I'm going to give it to them.
So, it won 7 Oscars. Best Picture, of course.
Lawrence and Arabia.
Peter O'Toole for
Together
Best
they made
Actor. Omar Sharif,
And
Best
we have
Supporting.
to also add, we have to do is how many people, who's the winner out the Hell's Club? Because Peter O'Toole was a part of that, wasn't he? He was
Oh
one
yeah,
of the,
Peter O'Toole.
one-
Yeah, that's what I said.
So
He won
we
the
have-
he
when
won the
we
Oscar.
get to when we do it, the Hell's
Hellions.
Club. It's like,
Hellraisers.
who got that? What film club member got that?
So the
Now, a
score was
gathering of
written by
international
Maurice
stars
Jarre.
unfolds the story.
Don't know who that is, but
Alec Guinness as Prince Faisal.
The English have a great hunger.
and then directed by
desolate
David
vision.
Lean.
And
It's one of
here
those
they
David
hunger
Lean.
for Arabia.
Anthony Quinn as
You know,
Outer
Dr.
Outer
Zhivago. I love
I
Dr.
carried
Zhivago.
23 great wounds.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
75 men have I killed
Brief
with my
Encounter.
own hands
That's on our
in
list. So
battle.
we have several
I
David
scatter
Lean
and
on
burn
our
my
list.
enemies' tents. I take away the flocks
Passage
and
to
herds.
India.
The
I don't
Turks
think we
pay
put
me
that
a
on our
golden
list.
treasure, yet I am poor because I am a river to my people.
Jack Hawkins
And I
as
like this
General
because I
Allenby.
don't think Jay's ever seen it. Like, I've always said you have to see this.
This is one you have to see. And he said, you know, he's just thinking about it.
There we go.
You're the most extraordinary man I ever met.
Leave me alone.
Huh?
Leave me alone.
Jose Ferrer as the Turkish Bey.
Your skin is very fair.
Also starring Anthony Quayle, Claude Rains,
Claude Rains,
Arthur Kennedy, with Omar Sharif as Ali, and Peter O'Toole as Lawrence.
Look how grand it is, though. It's always like,
It
just
is.
literally. Look at that. Well, so I will let you have Lawrence Arabia, Sandy. Even though I did get my pick.
I'm sure you would have put it on there too.
I
might have
definitely. If you didn't beat me to it,
Yeah,
I
I beat you. Just beat you to it.
there we go. Well, chat.
Oh,
That
it's gonna be an
is
epic.
Epic. That is an epic. If I'd say that is an epic, it's got actually everything to it. That's a good thing. And the worst thing is, I actually just watched, like, it came on TV, and I sat down and watched 20 minutes of it.
I haven't
before I
watched
go
it in
and
about
study.
2 years.
Yeah, but it
maybe
was just
3.
on TV, and it just was like, I'd do something. Just watch 20 minutes. Just what? Then I'm off. That's it. So yeah, I've watched that multiple times. That's even though it is a long. How long is it? What do you say? 3 hours.
3 hours and 47 minutes.
47 minutes. That's it.
It's 3.25 hours. I mean, that's a lot.
I wonder if the cinema it had the old intermissions. You know,
Oh,
like
I'm
the
sure it
like,
did.
It had that.
I am
I
certain
love that. I always
it
think that why don't they bring them back when you get like really bum squeaking movements when they try and do an epic? Like, come on, give me an intermission. Let me
Yeah.
go like that because you're gonna go to the toilet or get another like hot dog or whatever. So yeah, it's a good one. But yeah,
They could sell more goodies if they did. They would.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. We 2 in a row, Sandy. 2 good ones in a row. I think we know what our kind of scores will represent on them 2 ones. But Jay's not seen the last 2.
We'll have to see. We'll have
There
to
we
see.
go. That's it. And I think, we can't think because what? Dead Poet Society is well critically acclaimed, and then Lawrence Arabia is probably got really even high score now on IMDb.
8.5 on IMDb.
There you go. That is high for that.
Which is
That
high.
for that. And that's it. But yes, all that is good. And well, we're going into a thing. But Sandy, I can't ask Jay, but what have you got coming up?
Every week I say I need to stay indoors and do some editing. So I'm going to try really hard to stay indoors tomorrow and do some editing. I've got thousands of hours to get some. I got to get some long form videos up because of the change to the YouTube rules, which we shouldn't talk about, but need to make sure that the, my channel stays variety.
Oh,
a good mix of live, long form, and shorts. Yep.
Yes.
So yep, got to do that. So got to do some editing, and yeah, that's about it. And then just I'm out and about wherever I happen to be. I never know where I'm going to be.
Nice. I'm really enjoying the game Gallipoli.
I saw that. I didn't see you stream. I saw that when the stream had ended.
I'm terrible at it. I absolutely really bad, but I'm really enjoying
So what
it.
is it? Is that a strategy game?
It's a shoot 'em up like PvP.
Oh, it's just shooting. It's not strategy.
Ottoman Empire versus British Empire going at Gallipoli, and then you have different campaigns, different war bits.
Are you Churchill? We know how that's going to turn out.
Yes. Well, I have to play the British side, don't I? So, the British Empire side. So we go in there. But it's bloody good. It's really good. It looks really nice. The actual gameplay is actually really nice to play, even though I suck at it. I'm like, but I'm getting better.
Oh, good.
I like that. And I always say, watch the movie, but watch the Australian TV series, mini series on Gallipoli.
Oh, you said that.
It's
That's right.
absolutely amazing. It's one of my top 10. It'd be easy, top 5, top 10, easily. That goes in there. It's so impactful. It really brings home. I would put it for a war kind of documentary, like not documentary, like mini series, or whatever, above Band of Brothers. because
Oh,
it's that
wow.
good. It is that good. It is really good. It brings a good tear to your eye as well. What's always good. Yeah, really well done. It's like a New Zealand Australian production, and really not known over here, but like it was on TV once, and I was like, bloody hell, that is absolutely amazing. One of the like really well done. Really shows what them guys actually went through when everything went against them. Literally by cock up, by of course Churchill, by not reading the weather map. And that's it. And got it
Weather's
completely wrong.
important.
But we got that one. Without talking about weather one, we got that Second World War one. What's it called again? About the pressure. That's it. Pressure. That really. When's that coming out? That's got to be.
I think I
next
swear
month.
I thought it already came out here and it got like no traction. So Brendan Fraser.
I thought that it released early yours and it hasn't released here yet.
It released.
Because I want to go cinema to see that. And then I sent you the other war one about.
Yeah, it released on May 29th and got a very, very tiny release, and now it's streaming on Peacock.
Oh, how bizarre! But it's been released in cinema, I think, in September. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. And next to then we get Charles de Gaulle one. Well,
It got it got a 7.3 IMDb and an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's getting great reviews.
So people like it. It just got a weird release like early.
Yeah,
release,
I don't know why. Probably they think
limited?
Americans are too dumb to
Yeah,
enjoy
but you
it.
have Brendan Fraser, didn't you? You have that, but yeah, it's
Brendan Fraser playing Eisenhower. Oh my God, he looks like Eisenhower.
does,
You got
he
Andrew
does
Scott,
on it,
and then you got Damian Lewis playing Monty. It's Damian Lewis.
And it just looks like a good old war drama one, like that,
does.
like that kind of thing. Yeah, it looked good, and I don't mind the Charles de Gaulle one. I think that's going to be of course, pro him because they love him. But I didn't mind it. It's like part 2, part 1. I was like, give it a go. You know, I like those ones where like you have to go through your French language. But we'll see if if it's too pro. It is French production. Yeah, so we have to see that. But got a couple of things, and I still need to go Spider-Man before that.
Oh, you have not seen Spider-Man yet?
Not Spider-Man.
I have not.
Did you see, and I said it, is that Uprising? That is hilarious. Andrew Garfield, and I said it, went to the cinema when we saw Odyssey, and I went, that looks really good, Uprising. And I said on this, I don't know what Uprising it is. And I was like, there's so many, them in that time in England, we don't know what the
I thought it was going to be the like the peasants revolt or whatever, but it's
one of them.
Something inspired by Robin Hood against.
No, it's bizarre. So this is how this whole development. So not blaming you, but blaming the productions of America is because it wasn't going to do. Apparently, the sales in America are awful. So somebody there had edited the whatever things and put in like a story of the beginnings of Robin Hood. So Americans would have an association, be interested. The next day, it had to be taken down because it was UK production, and they literally sacked the person who did it because they were trying to make it a Robin Hood thing. Nothing about Robin Hood at all. And everybody's now, you tarnished that movie. You've already tarnished that movie because everybody in the UK went, oh, what, another Robin Hood one? Like eyes rolling in the back of your head. I was like, oh, I'm really pissed off. It's going to be a Robin Hood one because it looked like something new. And then they had to like, no, it is actually something new. And I was like, okay, I'll go and see it. So yeah, that was a bit of a swing on. I was like, why would you do that? Like, because you've already got that Hugh Jackman one, an aging Robin Hood, don't you? I think it's actually called The Death of Robin Hood, with Hugh Jackman playing it this year. So I was like, why would you have two? And then to go, no, it's not. It's like, you absolute idiots, like that. And I think that one, I'll go to see that one. I've said to the missus, we're definitely going to go and see that one because it looked different, new, and it looked gritty, so like that. And it looked a good old, like, historical drama. So I'll put my parts on that. So that's what I'll be looking forward to. And I think it's next month, isn't it? It's September.
Yep.
I think it's
Here
September
it is.
11th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got two on my list, but they're not until November. And one of them is the Johnny Depp Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh
Ebenezer,
yes, I forgot about that.
which looked interesting. I had seen the trailer when
Yeah.
when we saw whatever
I've
we
never
just
been
saw.
a fan of the story, so maybe not. I
And
might have to go
then
word of mouth.
I'm gonna have to give the I Play Rocky a try, which is the biography of Sylvester Stallone, and it's early days.
Is that this year? Is it
November? Also November 20th.
I've not seen a trailer yet for that.
So we're gonna have to see. I haven't seen a trailer, but hearing good buzz. And then there's Hershey, the story of Milton Hershey. If there is a biography that everyone can cheer around for a really, really good person, Milton Hershey was such a great man, and I'm happy to see a biography of him coming out. So
Is that the person who made the really bad chocolate?
But over here in America, we had to have chocolate that wouldn't melt when you touch it, dude. And so that's why, over there, your chocolate is good, but when you touch it, it melts. So
because you're supposed to put it in your mouth, not like tastes like cardboard.
It tastes like cardboard. I like a Hershey bar.
Okay, if I gave you a Hershey bar or a tin of Quality Street, what are you going to go for?
Oh, I'd go for the Quality Street. You know that. I like the colors. I like the colors and shapes of the Quality Street. But I do love it. I love a good Hershey bar. But the story of what he created and the philanthropy that came from him and his wife, they created schools and paid for their employees' children's educations generationally, created Hershey Park, which is a great theme park, not too far from me. I can drive there in a day.
Was he one? Because I know Cadbury's, they built I can't remember what it's called now. They built a little town for all.
Yeah, company
employees.
town. Yep,
Yeah,
the Hershey, Pennsylvania is a company town
There you
right
go.
next to the
Cadbury's
cows.
exactly the same.
Right, so they had to be near the dairy farms, but also then the chocolate was coming in on the railroads, and they built a company town, and then built small amusements that turned into a whole big amusement park, but took care of their people versus other company towns that just swindled people. Just, hey, we're going to pay you in company money and you can only spend it in the company town. That's not cool. That's not good.
No.
So,
no.
But-
I've been in Cadbury's world. I spent a lot of too much money on chocolate. When you come out, you're like,
oh, there's a Cadbury's
yeah,
World.
there's-
Where is that
there's Cadbury's
located?
World. In Birmingham, I think, just outside.
Birmingham.
like that,
Okay,
just
put it on my
Birmingham.
list.
That's it,
Birmingham.
yeah, it's got like a little fun thing. It gives you a little bit of historical tour. It's quite good, and then you just go into the shop afterwards. You're like, ooh,
man.
and because it's a little bit cheaper, you're like, but I want that, but I also want that, and I want that, and I want that.
And
So
you
you
buy
just
all
go-
of it.
And I just went sod it, just buy it all. I was like, no, don't.
That's what
argue,
you do at
just
Hershey
pick what you
because
want.
the air smells like chocolate all over the town, which because of the factory I get, but you get out of your car in Hershey and all you smell is chocolate. So you're in there and the first thing you do is you go through like the little monorail thing that takes you through the history of Hershey, and then at the end is the gift shop, and it's just all chocolate. It's just
The worst thing
buckets
is
of
they give
chocolate.
out like freebies. Have this, it's new. Whatever, try something.
They
new.
do, yeah. When they have something new, they give you a sample. Yep. I haven't been in years. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Tell my
There you
husband.
go.
"Hey,
There we go. There you
in
go.
the-
A little bit
in
of
the car and
comeback.
go
Like,
Hershey
I had
Park."
too much chocolate. And the worst thing is like you get to the point you're like, that's just too much chocolate. Ooh, what's
Uh-huh.
that one?
And
Like that.
I haven't had that one yet. Yep.
Oh, very good. Anyway, go, guys. Thank you all for popping in. I know Jay had to pop out early, but here we're back. We got epic and semi-epic and semi-critical epic and an epic. I'm gonna put it that way. That's it.
Definitely epic.
But
Yeah.
yes.
lots of
But catch
variety.
me. I will jump in lunchtime in the UK until we get to what now we're away, but we're only now 4 away until what we find out is 100. Now I bet you when's your our one's end of October.
It's
When's
November
your-
now. Yeah, it's like
November now, is that
it's
okay?
literally like either the last week of October or the first week of November. That is our
ours the last,
change.
yeah, so change. So we should do it in still this same time though, but that'd be good. But yeah, I'd like it when you go, whatever, we go first and then you go second, because then I get to watch the ice hockey an hour early.
Oh, nice. I like when we're only 4 hours apart instead of 5 hours apart. Yeah.
There we go. But everybody, have a great one. Thank you all for popping in. All the UK guys, enjoy the rain over this bank holiday weekend. It's actually been horrendous. We've had literally, I love it because we've had a drought for like 5 weeks. And now it's raining for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, gosh.
Good on England. Good on England. And it's been really bad. It's like today, it's like, we know when you go, that's some really different rain. Like,
oh, yeah.
It reminds me of
Soaking.
Forrest Gump. Got sideways rain, fat rain, rain that come from up above. It's literally been that kind of everything. You just walked out the window, you're like, what is going on? And the best thing is the other day we had sheet lightning.
Oh,
Absolutely,
gosh.
like really
Yeah.
good. But it was sunny.
Oh,
It
my.
was dripping, it was sheet lightning, sunny, and then just like sprays of water. And I was like, that is great. I love that. Like that. It's like that. My kid was like just going like, what is going on? Like, oh, I've never seen it before. And I was like, oh, I love it when it's like that.
Oh, that's fun.
So anybody, any UK, send us pictures if you get to go have a barbecue, because I guarantee you're not going to. But until that, have a great one, and we'll see you.
Let's see if anybody's
Great
streaming.
drive.
James,
Oh,
see if
no,
anybody's...
I always forget. Thank you.
Because it is 7 now. Maybe
It's 7.
if Pete is on. Nope.
Let's see.
Nope.
Who's going
I
next?
don't see anybody. I thought since
I
we went a
have-
little longer, maybe somebody would be on, but I don't see anyone on
Let's
right now.
have a look if I have.
See if you know
I can't see
anyone who's on.
Not looking at it. Every time I go on, like it just seems. Let's see when they are. I got a couple of upcoming. Wednesday next upcoming. They are. Nope. That's
Nobody.
They're scheduling until tomorrow. So no, unfortunately, I have nobody on there. I think a lot of people like just go like do what I do. Don't schedule it. Just go
And
go.
just go. Yep.
Just go. I'm going. That's it. But everybody, sorry about that. You have to just replay one of the old film clubs. That
Yes.
you
Go
love.
back to Film Club.
There we go. If not, go and watch Sandy's little walk arounds that take epic moments of epic buildings, epic structures, and epic everything else. Or Jay's definitely going to have a Spider-Man or something on his channel.
He
But
does.
for now,
He does.
yes. Have a great one all, and we will see you in the next film club. Definitely. So for now, bye-bye.